Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And I'm Evital.
And welcome to a WoW podcast, obviously episode number
67.
67, and here we are for the podcast,
Hello,
ladies
podcast
and
team.
gentlemen. Oh, we were doing like an in unison kind of thing there. Hey, Evital.
Hey, Tally.
You're my friend.
Thank you. Oh, you know what I love?
My best friend. Even though I used to hate you, even though you murdered my whole family, even though we've been at war for thousands and thousands of years, you're my best friend.
Thank you.
And I love you now.
Nothing brings us together more than warring against the same enemy.
Luckily, I just forgot that you murdered all my family, so I'm feeling all right about it, honestly. Today, we're talking about the end of the campaign. The end of the Midnight campaign, the last story we're going to get until it's Trolltopia in 12.1.
Can I just say, I am so ready for Trolltopia. I've had my time with the elves, and I'm ready for the trolls.
The elves are just going to go and suck each other off for a few years, and it's going to be troll time. And we're going to talk all about
Romath, I know, but what about the elves?
Evie, I tell you what, there is some discourse happening about this storyline.
Oh,
so we're going to talk about the discourse. You played it this morning. I haven't asked you what. No, you played it last night.
I played it last night.
I haven't asked you about it. Haven't asked you about it at all.
We haven't talked about this at all.
I literally don't know what you feel about it.
You have no idea.
Much like many things in our married lives. I don't know where you're at.
I'm just a closed tome. But today I'm going to open and I'm going to tell you what I think and feel about everything.
That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the elves all being brothers and sisters and family and blow drugs and strawberries and the friend well, the rainbow well, and why everyone hates it. And also, if you don't want us to talk about that, well, you don't have to listen to us talk about that, because instead of turning off, which would be the obvious thing to do, what you can do instead is you can give us money and we'll talk about whatever you like with your super chats.
That's right, super chatters. For those of you watching on YouTube right now, for those of you on Twitch, welcome also. Lovely to see you. For everyone on YouTube, if you would like to steer the conversation, if you'd like us to answer any of your questions, if you'd like us to talk about anything, really, anything within the realm of possibility, just drop us a super chat and we will get to that in the last half hour, 45 minutes of the show, and indulge your whims and fancies.
Hey, no joke. Exactly. We'll be there.
Plan.
Oh my God, why are we... No, okay, sorry. I thought we were streaming in a low quality, but I just have my YouTube set to low quality.
That's just a you...
It was a skill issue. I mean, as many things that happen on our channel are, to be honest. And those of you watching the recording live on Twitch as well, thank you for popping by. We've got our drops on if you're getting those at the moment.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
And we do see every sub and kind of cheer come in on the Twitch, but we don't kind of shout them out as we would on a normal stream anyway. But we do see them, and we are very, very thankful for them. So
cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Evie, how's your week been in WoW? Now that WoW is basically over until the next season, until the next patch, do you think we'll get... Hang on. Do you think we'll be getting an announcement about the new patch soon, like a release date and stuff like that? Because it's on the PTR. Have you been playing it?
I had not on the PTR, no. I've been reading about it on WoWhead.
Oh, what's your favorite thing about it?
Just all the stuff that's coming.
Oh, wow. Yeah, me too.
All the transmogs.
Oh, the transmogs. Yeah. Well, okay. There is a lot of transmogs coming.
Look,
that's pretty cool.
It's a 0.5 patch.
Yeah,
I'm not there for the big story beats.
Coming, good, because there aren't any. Coming up in that patch is the opportunity to sheathe your weapon where you want it to sheathe.
Oh my God, sheathe that.
Which is finally happening.
Finally.
Nothing can go wrong there. And we won't have to like equip back pieces just so that our staves don't like disappear in our houses and stuff like that. My housing clothes set has like the tiniest back piece I can find, like the little plate that goes on your back, right? So that it makes my staff disappear.
Nice.
Because still Jesse Kolanchek, that evil piece of shit, hasn't seen fit to put like the thing that's in the Arcantina that you go in and put your weapon on before you like decide, am I going to do this Arcantina quest, and then go fuck it and like leave. Like that, the thing by the Arcantina that allows you to take your weapon off. Like, why is that not housing decor?
It's coming.
What is it? Has anyone said this? Why can people not come into my house and unsheath, just like they do in my real house? Why can't they do that? Why can't they come in and put it there and build that? Why, Evie? Why?
Well, I have a feeling it's probably in development.
I hope
All you have to do is put out a tweet Vaguely has to be around housing, and it will find its way to
Jesse Kalenchik is like such an enthusiastic dev that I know and he's constantly scanning socials and stuff like that for any mention of player housing. So I know that if I just put something out there in the ether, if I just stand casually in the middle of the room, like to be or not to be, I would really like yellow wallpaper in housing. Like Jesse Kalenchik would stick his head out from around the arras and be like, working on it.
Wow,
we're
arras
working
is
on it.
such a technical term. I love it.
Arras?
Yeah.
A technical term?
Yeah.
It's just a big curtain.
Yeah, I know, but how often do you use the term arras?
Every time you're talking about Hamlet, which was the reference I was making there.
Fair.
I was making a high IQ Hamlet reference. Do you know why? Because I'm a media enjoyer. I'm a media understander. You can tell because I just quoted Hamlet, and that means, I mean, look, how many of your other YouTube WoW critiquers, commenters will just casually drop some very obscure Shakespeare, like to be or not to be, like that, just like it ain't no thing.
No one's ever heard of that one.
I think it's to be or something. I got it written down here.
That's a really deep cut.
I've got it on a little post-it note on my screen here. To be or not to be, Winston Churchill. I think Gandhi said that, and exactly, and that's how you know that everything I say about the story is correct, and everything those fucking frauds say is completely wrong.
Yes,
so
that's how it works.
Just bear that in mind until they can quote some excellent Hamlet by Winston Churchill. You know. Plenty to be looking forward to. The wow-ness is coming to an end for the season, for the story, and we have had the all-important final chapter of the War of Light and Shadow. The entire opening story campaign is now at a close, and we're going to be analyzing that, obviously, but it's super important. I would say it's the most important opening campaign story of all time, and the reason for that is because when you complete it, you get to unlock all those paintings from the dealer. If you remember to buy the license from the Endeavor dealer, if you remember to buy the license from the Endeavor dealer last time it was up, and you're available now, you can buy the paintings, the nice ones in the frames that cost 5,000 gold each. And if you think that's a lot, you're right, it is. But never forget, on the alpha, they cost 35,000 gold each.
Never forget.
Be thankful for small mercies, right? Did you buy all the paintings? Because I did. It's literally the first thing I did.
No, not yet.
Lorthamar was talking to me like,
thank
you, hero. You will be forever remembered for. And I was like, shut the fuck up, Lorthamar. I got things to do. I got places to be. I got paintings to buy, Lorthamar. And I did. I bought them all. It cost me it cost me like 50 grand.
I know.
And some I bought two of, like the really nice ones of Silver Moon in Autumn and shit like that, like the grand ones.
Yes.
I bought it.
Yes.
Very cool. Very nice.
Very good. I haven't bought any of them yet because I'm still recovering from learning how to craft. And from dropping.
I will never financially recover from
I will never financially recover from crafting. Well, except for when I start making it back. But from
which I'm sure you will.
Yeah, exactly. I'll make some of it back. But I did drop.
Do you want to start any mail wearing characters, Tally, and put some orders? I got some good stuff.
For like the BIS items. For the BIS crafted items.
I'm going to hear your woes about all this in just a second, but I also want to give you some of my own woes while it's on the tip of my tongue.
Lay them out for me.
I am obviously a hardcore raider and one of the best players in the world, and I wanted to be all kitted out for raid, and I've got my crafted weapon because I always take inscription for myself, and I always do that, and I always craft my own weapon because I love that it says former Vanwy, right? And my other profession, you think it'd be tailoring, wouldn't you, if that's the kind of thing I like to do, but it's not. My profession is alchemy, so that when I spend like 500 gold on a single flask to drink, it lasts 2 hours instead of one, and I'm like, save some money there.
Perfect. Yeah.
All my characters have alchemy as one of their professions for that reason. And but what it meant was, like, I had enough sparks to make myself like a myth belt, right? Ooh. I was like, I want the myth belt. I think a belt is a great craft for pretty much every class because it always comes with like a little embellishment on it and shit like that, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
I was like, I want the embellished belt, the Arcano Weave Cord, it's called. And I put the order in the guild chat and put it on the Discord, and I put it in the guild like order system, and no one did it. Oh. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was putting like 20k tip on it as well, and I was like, what? I don't understand. And then it dawned on me that no one in the guild had the recipe. And I was like, oh man. So I went on the auction house, and the recipe, because it's a really rare drop apparently from delves.
Yeah.
And the recipe for that cost 500,000 gold on our server.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck it. And I bought it.
No.
And I gave it to Mystic Beard, who made me a belt. And now Mystic Beard is raking in the gold.
You gave it to me. Jesus.
I was like, dude, if I give you this, can you craft me the belt today? And he was like, yeah, I can. And I gave it to him. And then he was like, did you want it pentagold? I was like, yes, motherfucker, of course I did.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to have to save up some concentration. Can I get it to you tomorrow? And I was like, rowing things around in silence. But I was like, yeah, no worries, man. No fucking worries. But he did do it eventually. So that's good, isn't it? Yeah,
good.
that's
I'm
nice.
happy for you.
I got so angry that made me go out of focus on the camera.
yeah.
Sorry, team. What's going on? Why am I out of focus?
Is it the spoiler bots? There we go.
Yeah. That's true. Sometimes the camera gets excited by either Jaina or the spoiler bots.
Yeah, it sees little like eyes in the back. And it's
sorry,
like,
tell me more about your financial ruin from investing in your
there's
skills.
nothing else to it really. I'm just I bought a really hefty recipe, and I haven't really made any money back because I haven't crafted anything for anyone. So just for myself.
Yeah.
But I will. I'll make it back. I think there are ways of making some dough in WoW.
And you have also been indulging in a little bit of Mythic Plus in the last couple of days as well.
Just a little bit. Which
isn't like you,
it
right?
Like
I feel it's like it's been quite fun to watch you do it.
I think. I mean, you've been along for the ride too.
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
your
to have
pocket healer, man.
You're my emotional support pocket healer, and you legitimize any run that we make because I've got like a 1,000 ranking or whatever. And so I'm not a top tier key runner, but it's been nice. We've been running some keys with like guildies, and it's pretty chill, to be honest.
Yeah. We failed a 9 Algathar Academy today.
I feel like if we held it together a little better in the beginning, we could have timed it.
Yeah.
But we very nearly did a +9 Algathar Academy.
We had 2 people that clearly never done the dungeon before.
Yeah.
You and someone else in the group, and so I think, and we only didn't time it by like a minute. So I think we did pretty well in the end.
We did a pretty good guy. We did a pretty good job, and it's been really nice. And like we sometimes we just pull a few puggers in, and sometimes we just have guildies running stuff, and it feels nice. And I think they have actually just buffed the timer.
I think they put an extra minute on the timer, so we might have actually timed it.
Could have, but yeah, it's so that's been fun. I love doing delves as ever. I just find delves extremely
You're
satisfying.
always in a delve. We were almost late to go and see the allotment today because
I was like just doing like one of my 11s, and of course I've got the thing that summons an Elias, so I've got to do that, and I've got to get my map in it. I'm like, and then Valera's just pulling everything, and I'm just like, come on. Anyway,
she's just trying to hurry you up. She's like, come on, man, let's roll.
Yeah. So
like I do in every key I go into. I'm like, the tank's gonna love this. The tank's gonna love that I pull this stuff from over here with my
with my
with my uppies.
Yeah.
Just...
so that's been good. I've been enjoying doing like the kind of the regular chores.
Yeah.
WoW. It's I like this period. I like that we've kind of finished off the story campaign for now. I like that we have a bit of a breather before what happens next. This is always like a quite comfy period.
Chat quite rightly pointing out that if you did miss buying the license from the Blood Elf Endeavor that was up last month, don't worry, because you'll probably get the Blood Elf Endeavor this month as well, and you can just buy it again. Just make sure you buy it, because the new Endeavors hit a couple of days ago as well.
They did.
The third round of Endeavors.
You say new Endeavors.
Well, since midnight. And, just as a little recap, the first bunch of Endeavors that came out before midnight actually launched in the early release, they had 5 Endeavors to choose from. They had the Grummies, they had
the Crummels,
the dragons, they had the Ethereals, they had the Niffin,
Yes.
And they had some other bullshit as well, was it?
The Drakthir.
No, yeah, I did that one. Mechanomes, that's the one. So I had 5 to choose from. I don't know about you, Emily, but I was like, woohoo! The housing team absolutely nailing it. The housing team absolutely squashing this with their voluptuous behinds, like making this an incredible experience. Absolutely fantastic. And then, like, you know, as predicted, the next month was there was no choice. It was the Blood Elves, as it should be. Portal to Silvermoon, like, you know, everything is Blood Elf right now. Everything is Blood Elf. And it was great, as it should be. So I was so excited about Endeavors changing over, and I genuinely was. I was like, I get more excited about this than I do about Trading Post or anything like that. I was so excited to log on early because I am the guild leader of both of our patron communities, the NE one and the EU one. So I have to log on. I have to make sure I'm on there as those things goes live, because people do not like hanging around for their new endeavors, man. So I need to get on there. I need to activate it. I had to get it ready, and I take that responsibility very, very seriously. And I was like, wow, I wonder what ones it's going to be, because, you know, we've had little bits of data mining. There are rewards in the catalog, or at least there were on alpha and beta in the in-game catalog, which kind of gave hints about what future endeavors might be. Like, there's some mushroom people-y ones, there's some like Arakoari type ones, there's like Valshirari type ones as well, I think. Like and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I wonder if it could be one of those. I'm very much looking forward to it.
And was it?
No, it was just the same ones as last time.
It was
in fact every single endeavor that we've yet had. So now there is, you know, 6 overall that are active this month. You'll only ever get the choice of 3. I think everyone gets the choice of Blood Elves and two others from what I've seen.
Okay.
Let me know if that's different in your experience.
I'm not
That's
sure,
purely anecdotal. But it appears to me that, yeah, everyone gets Blood Elf and 2 others to choose from, which was soul crushing.
Were you expecting new endeavors?
Had I not made that clear in the last like 10 minutes of me talking?
No, but like, so you didn't think
that's literally the story I've been telling. I was literally telling the story of how excited I was.
Okay, sorry guys. Tally's on his 3rd coffee of the morning.
I was telling you how excited I was. That's what the last 10 minutes of me talking has been. It's me building up how excited I was about choosing a new endeavor. And then I get to the end of the story and you're like, oh, are you hoping for new ones then? I think, yes. That's what I just said. Holy fuck! So there weren't any new endeavors, and I was so upset. My soul was absolutely destroyed. It was absolutely betrayed. I cried, then I got angry. First I was shocked, then I went into the denial phase. I was like, well, maybe it's just me that's only got, you know, I'll check the other neighborhood, maybe it's a bug. And then I got into anger. Then I got into like you know, like
denial.
What's the other one? Like,
I don't know the phases.
Arguing. What's it? You know, where you're like
negotiation.
No, thank you, negotiation. Where you're like, yeah. Well, how about, okay? Well, what if we just, you know? But no, it's just
bargaining.
Bargaining.
That's
Thank
the
you.
one.
Yeah. And now I'm just in sad. Now I'm just in sad because I love housing and I still love housing. And in fact, I got round to actually making my player house on NA as well, because it was just like a little hut by the farm buildings. I was hoping the farm buildings that was around would hide the fact that I hadn't done anything to the outside of the house. But I moved it to a new plot and I made like Falling Water by Frank Lloyd Wright. I created it in like game, and it looks really good. And so I was so looking forward to the new endeavor, and there's nothing. And I think that's bad, actually, Evie.
Well, I'm with you. Actually, this feels like the time when it would be good to have a new endeavor.
Oh, when all content is stopping for a bit? Yeah, totally.
Yes. So yeah, now that like kind of the story has resolved, it's not the right word. The story has come to a natural conclusion.
There's no war.
And there's no war for the moment. Well, it's brewing. Something is happening.
Well, sure, but like what I mean is we are in a fact, like for the first time since the game released, we haven't got new stuff coming.
No, exactly. You know? So this would be a good time to go back to housing. And I need to get back to housing because I've just been busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love housing. But yeah, I just feel like I haven't had the time. But now it's like, okay, now I can just get back to housing. And yeah, it's kind of a shame. I think maybe they didn't expect players to go out and farm, like visit neighborhoods. Maybe they didn't expect that. I mean, there was always going to be a group of people who did that naturally on like day one, right? Went
Yeah.
out and like went to all of their buddies' neighborhoods.
I
and
did.
Went, and yeah, exactly.
I bought
Joined-
everything from every neighborhood vendor.
Exactly. Joined Wowkia, looked for like, you know, the whatever endeavors were active in different neighborhoods, picked up everything, and then we're done with it. So I feel like the average player maybe has not done that yet. Maybe that's what their benchmark is here.
I guess it gives me a chance to get some more Niffin soil, right? Which,
Yes.
you know, I was missing.
Yes.
But so, for example, you know, I went onto the NA community and I went to the EU community, which is the Horde neighborhood, right? And I was so excited. And I was like, the choices I had were the Blood Elves, which we obviously just had, the Grummels, which is the one I chose for that neighborhood for the first month, and Ethereals. So I could realistically only choose Ethereals because I'd had the other two before in that neighborhood.
Yes,
If I didn't want to repeat, I basically had no choice. So it's like, it doesn't even take that into account. It really is just random ones it gives you. And it's like, oh, I just didn't feel good. It didn't feel good.
No,
it felt
I get what you mean,
disappointing. I feel like if they were going to, and the amount of people I've spoken to, and this is amazing to hear, but the general consensus is they should have done less in the first month. Like the general consensus is they should have only like had a choice of maybe 3 in the first month and like kept 2 over for now, because that's how disappointing it is.
I get what you mean. Yeah, or at least maybe limit how many you can visit.
Oh no, don't do that.
Or how many
the visiting is super fun.
No,
they should have just had less
good,
choices.
But maybe you should have fewer choices. Maybe they should have had maybe there should have been some kind of limitation on that. I'm with you on that.
Obviously, the actual answer is they should have had some new ones ready to go this month. I don't know why they didn't. It just felt bad. And I felt if they weren't going to have any new ones this month, it couldn't have hurt just to have given us a little heads up on that. It couldn't have hurt just to have had a little blue post going, hey, so just so you know, it's going to be all the same ones this month because we really want players to have the opportunity to really
Just
get
bed
everything
down.
and we want players to realize that there is no FOMO in this system, but like, you know, whatever bullshit you need to actually just say it and make it work. But it would just be nice to know, so I didn't have that crushing disappointment when I got up early and like went over there to do like, you know, my role as guild leader. I take it very seriously. That's why I'm hoping they build a statue to me in my neighborhood one day, because I have taken my role very seriously. I work very hard. People don't understand. I'm quite underappreciated, actually.
It's like player housing is a new feature, right? They're still giving it a spin. They want to see how it works and what the people want and what they need.
Yeah, and they had a meeting and they're like, I think what the people want is no new endeavors this month.
No,
that'll get a great reaction.
Oh shit, we launched all of them. We should have saved.
Do you think in the first month, Jesse came in one day and he's like, why the fuck are there 5? We agreed. Dudes, we agreed.
Press go on all of them.
Press 3 of the buttons. Keep 2 back. What did I say? Were you in that meeting? Was Jesse Kalanch took like 10 minutes to be like, okay, so we're all agreed. 3. We're going to launch 3. And you were like, did you say he wants 5? Does he want 5? Anyway, but quite right in chat. Great idea. They could have at least put new items in the vendors, maybe like 1 or 2 new items. Just there was something new. But I guess there has been some housing content to do as well, because we do get those weekly housing quests every week.
Yeah.
Have you done yours for your heroic quests yet?
I haven't done the one this week because it requires other people.
Yeah, but I logged in on reset day.
Oh, so everyone was doing it right away.
And Daz was just like, yo.
Party at my house.
Whisper my other alt, which is also online right now, and just whisper in to my alt. You'll get automatically invited, and then you can just come and visit my house.
Nice.
So that's what I did, and as I ported into their house, it's like one of Daz's like 5th alt or something like that, and so his whole house was like just the cupboard room where the front door is, nothing else. It's walled in. So you ported in, and he'd filled it with like 4 of his other alts, which were just really big Kultiran like dudes just standing there like menacingly. So you like ported in and you're like, ooh, hello. It was kind of unsettling, but it did get me my achievement.
I like it. I like it. That's one way to do it.
I got my crests. It wasn't very social. Kind of weird. Kind
of literally defeats the purpose of the entire event. But you know what?
I couldn't look that Drakthir guy by the mailbox in the eye when I came back. It's like, did you do it? I was like, it's fine. I did it. It's fine. It's fine. I did it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I have not yet done it. I'm getting there.
Hello, William Fitzgerald's daughter Get well soon.
Hello, Gemma.
Adenoids suck, man.
Oh,
but
feel better
they
soon.
do get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had lots of people in my drama school who had that when they'd been singing too much and would get
Just had to get everything.
Yeah. No, good for it. Good for you. Awesome stuff.
Nice.
Get out of the way now, early,
Yeah.
for sure. Housing. It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, but
So
like,
housing's dead now. It's not part of the game anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just dead. But no, the amount of people. Do you remember when the race war first was boring last week?
yes, it was.
Because obviously it was because of
course it
nothing
was.
happening. Because like when the last two bosses aren't even released yet, the race war first, you're just sitting there trying to big it up. It's like, oh, who's gonna win? Well, literally no one this week, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Literally no one can. So yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird, right? And there was like genuine talk, genuine discourse online of like, is this player housing's fault?
No,
Did player
that was
housing
not
this?
real.
Did we have
That's
no,
not
it is real.
People
It is
don't
real.
believe. People say that, but they don't actually believe it
You
when
don't
they say
think
it
so?
out loud. Yeah,
You've been doing this for how long? 10 years.
I know. And no. But I also know that people just say shit, just literally to participate.
Wait,
They love
that
it.
is something I
That's
cannot
like
relate to.
That's
Are you
literally-
serious?
That's literally how the internet functions. Just
Nah.
people saying nonsense in order to be part of the conversation.
No, I don't understand that. I don't.
No, I know you
The
don't,
concept of saying
but-
something just to be saying something
Yeah.
is alien to me. I don't.
Baby,
I don't understand that. Actually.
It's I think how most people just function really. It's just you just say shit.
Sure. Well, okay.
Have you ever been at the gate with all the mums picking up the kids? It is literally just saying shit for the sake of saying
Dude, I've been
shit.
doing that since before I had kids.
Yeah, man. Like picking up the mums. I know.
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
No, but
40-year-old women have always been my target audience. Are you kidding me? And now I'm 43. That's great. Now I'm going for younger women.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? It was like one of the because we follow a bunch of like kind of gaming PC companies, peripheral companies, whatever, on socials, and one of them posted a meme which was literally like 40-year-old mom about to like drop a like game-changing moment on solitaire or something, and I was like,
What the fuck?
my friends. Like a large base of your
Why would you alienate
consumers
50%
are
of the consumers that
40-year-old
can actually
women.
afford your product? like men
like
and women over 30 are the only people that can afford computer equipment.
I can
What?
understand if you make the threshold like 50. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Or
50
an
or
old
60,
like
like an old person.
But then even WoW Grandma would
using-
have some things to say about that.
Exactly. Well, no, exactly. And I don't, not to be like ageist. I don't mean to like kind of, be discriminatory with this, but like, if you're making that type of joke about like an old person, like playing a video game, I just feel like 40 is the wrong number. I feel like 40 is the wrong number because lots of people are 40.
I completely agreed. Yes, very
and I was
weird.
like, you were maybe slightly too young, whoever posted this. Like, it's like your social team. Anyway.
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
I was going to say something really insightful. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Race to World first. Did
very
you watch any of it?
insightful. Very little of it in the beginning, and I was tuning kind of in and out, when just it was mostly the casters trying to just like make a song and dance and like get people excited. Yeah, I mean like, okay, what are we gonna do today?
Oh, do you know what? It got obviously, famously, it got very, very exciting.
Oh,
You know, it
yes,
as it was always
exactly.
going to into the last two bosses and the final, you can meme about it being boring for the first couple of weeks because it was.
And, yeah.
But like it was always going to get a
Yeah.
lot more exciting. But I don't think anyone quite predicted how much more exciting it's going to get because
No.
those two bosses, well, the final one in particular, Lura, was tuned so tightly and so perfectly.
Pretty wild, wasn't it?
And it was a very spectacular looking fight as well. Like, really, really cool. And it was incredibly awesome. No Sylvanas in the mythic phase, but there was a mythic phase, right?
There
Which
was
just
a secret phase.
mind blowing. And
Yeah.
I was watching live, and I was like, I might want this footage for the weekly reset. So I had both the Echo stream and the Liquid stream open side by side on one monitor, and I was screen capturing it, so I could have because there was a point where either of them could have killed it, and they were both pulling at the same time, and each pull could have been and there was a point, and they always seem to be when they always seem to pull at the same time as well. So they were always within a couple of percent of each other, even in their individual pulls, and it was like, whoa. And so we were watching, and then Liquid did it, and they were clearly going to do it about 10 seconds before they did, so it was like, whoa. And then it went into that mythic phase, and my gosh, it was like one of the seminal moments in WoW history.
Yeah,
like
pretty
genuinely,
crazy. Seeing everyone
it was
just like literally Home
mind-blowing.
Alone style.
It was
like...
so exciting. It was
Yeah.
like I wish I'd had my face cam on as well, because it was
Yeah.
like it blew. I was like,
Seeing
no.
Seeing the reactions was really
Oh.
special. It was really
A
something.
genuine magical moment,
Yeah.
like so good. And you know, the best thing about it was not the fact they got everyone talking about WoW, even outlets that don't often, you know, like everyone knew this had happened. It was like a thing that it was mainstream kind of gaming news rather than just like some WoW thing, right? Like so excited. And the best thing, seeing Cruella smile. The best thing was Cruella stopped wanting to disappear. She stopped being like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I sat here trying to like a dancing monkey trying to entertain people when there's nothing going on? And just seeing her smile, and that made me happy. And I was like, it was all worth it. It was and the WoW devs were like, we did it, fam. We made Cruella smile, and we made her happy.
Yeah.
And good. That's a job well done. That's a mission completed as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Not because she's moody or anything, but because like, you know, she's younger, so she's got less filter. So like, you know, she's a bit like you actually. She's and because she's French as well, she's even more like you than you are. She's very bad at hiding her disgust or disappointment. You know,
She's just
like
a real one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. She's just
Yeah.
like uber cool. She's like, I am this cool, and you're making me like do this right now, right?
I have to say,
I get it.
all the casters and all the teams, I thought, did a great job of like just keeping up.
Yeah, they're really
just
great.
keeping like an energy going and keeping like an entertainment. And I mean, the sheer number of people who work very, very hard, apart from the actual teams, like apart from the actual players, the production teams, like the amount of production work that goes into doing something like the Race to World First, from all sides is super cool. Like it's a big job. Those people like just were working through Easter like holidays. They were just literally just doing that, and the payoff I think was worth it. The end was really superb.
And so I'm glad everyone's happy with that, and I'm glad people are not trying to blame Race to World First. Blame housing for a boring Race to World First anymore. I'm glad we've all forgotten that housing has ruined Race to World First.
Oh,
and,
right,
that all the devs are on that or something, or whatever the thing was. So
Yes.
I'm glad that's worked out now. Have I said enough nice things about WoW yet?
I mean,
Do you think I've done enough to earn my brown envelope of money from Ian?
Yeah.
Do you think I've done it? Because
Just
I
about.
think it might be time to talk about the final chapter
Yes.
of the story. Now,
I'm ready.
I talked about this on stream yesterday. I'm looking forward to talking about it again today. But I have not heard your opinion on this at all. So do you
you
want to give us the
haven't.
lowdown of your experience of the final chapter and of your views on it, please?
Right. On the whole, I actually really enjoyed it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I thought it was so in this kind of story release structure, and that we've had these staggered raid releases and staggered story release, which is normal. But with the raids, you've had these kind of high points. Having just finished the March on Quel'Danas, and really enjoyed it.
Did you do it story mode, or did you jump in?
No,
and, like,
I did it in raid. I did it with the raid team.
extra fun, isn't it, when you do
It's
that?
super fun. Did it on normal, and we got through it, and it was, you know, we had some challenges, but like we figured it out.
What was the most challenging part for you?
Weirdly enough, it was with the bird boss, and just figuring out like where to place soaks versus absorbing orbies.
Oh yeah.
Balancing that, because someone would always run towards an orb and then they would get the wrong color soak, and then everyone would just, you know. So we like vaguely struggled on that. But I thought the boss was super fun, and then of course Lura is a really, really cool boss, and the whole the doing the little ring around puzzle is cool. The music is amazing. Like the little ding 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 as you're getting the different symbols is awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. So, and I did that on Tuesday night. Wrapped that up. So that was on Tuesday, fresh and ready for what was to come on Wednesday. And I actually ended up doing it yesterday. But and so I was like ready to kind of complete the story, and I was, you know, I'm very much in the here's the story. It's going like this. Oh, there's a high point. Then we go a little bit like this. And then there's another really high point. And now we're coming back down. We're in the denouement, right? We're in the closing.
It did feel like an epilogue of sorts.
It felt like an epilogue. And I personally was ready for an epilogue.
Oh, you need an epilogue, right?
You need an epilogue because we've just had this peak of activity and action. And I really enjoyed doing it. Do you want me to go into details?
Yes, please. Yeah, definitely.
I love the Umbric and Ramath their trajectory. I have loved it since before Midnight Even launched, when we had the Umbric and Ramath.
I think you are very much their target audience with what they've been doing with Ramath and Umbric, right?
I am. I mean, they kind of do Ramath a disservice. They make him like such a blunt object.
They do, actually.
They do.
But his voice actor does so well with it that I'm okay.
Yeah. So they kind of do him a disservice, but it works. And I thought the Ramath and Umbric story was really nice. I love that Umbric finally gets his shit back, and I love that Ramath is like, well, okay, you know what, this is your
I thought that was great.
And kind of grudgingly, it works with all of the barbs they're always throwing at each other.
There was one line that I didn't like in that.
Was it that you approve of me or something?
You literally approve of me.
Yeah.
I was like, just the use of the word literally was a bit.
Yeah, I thought it was a
bit
little
immersion breaking. It was a bit like it just didn't feel like him.
I'm with you. I'm with you. The line it was a bit of an odd one. But the point stands. Like they're there, and Ramath gives him his place back, and he's like, well, I thought we could make this the embassy for the Rendorai too. Why not, right? But I like the reveal. I like when you read the little thing and he's like, oh, for me? It's so cute. I thought it was like, I thought it was great. I thought that was like a lovely little story. And I'm like, okay, nice. And then then I go off and I do the other one, which is Verisa and Aethys. And I also... you remember me complaining a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this is why your views on this storyline actually surprised me a little bit.
So if a few weeks ago when we were sent out into the world to scope out the various elven tribes and see how everyone's doing and recruit them for the cause, basically, there was that whole thing with Verisa and digging into like the Silver Covenant versus the Sun Reavers. And I was, at the time, I was like, this is too heavy. This is too much. Like, I am not one who necessarily enjoys digging into like faction, like splinter politics. Mm-hmm. I appreciate when like the lore goes there to satisfy everyone who's really interested in it. But when it becomes a bit of a lore dump, and like I got this a bit with some of the trolls as well, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad this exists, but I'm finding this like, and then I actually didn't like the mechanics of those quests. I thought it was really goofy that like I have to deal with someone else's grief. Like that made no sense to me. Mm-hmm.
Very, very empathetic of you.
Yeah. Imagine me.
The fuck, man.
I was like, that's very sad. That's your job. Grace is like, oh, I'm so sad. Can you deal with these ghosts of the people I murdered?
No, and as I pointed out at the time, you did kind of murder them as well. You were there.
I did technically.
Like, canonically, you did take part in that massacre.
I was there. Right? Canonically, I was there. But exactly. But although Verisa has been completely redeemed for me, but in the cinematic and like the end cinematic, because she's so pretty. She's so beautiful and sad.
In Savannah cinematic, I'm still doing the cinematic analysis.
Yes, but you're still doing this. Talia's still doing the cinematic analysis for. She's so like. Speaking of empathy, like I love all the feeling in her expressions and her face and everything. Anyway, which doesn't necessarily read in like the standard like blood elf model, like pouting all the time. Actually. She's like, and I'm like, okay, which is an interesting thing. So that bit a couple weeks ago, I was like, this is kind of breaking my immersion. I'm getting irritated because I'm feeling like a bit kind of weighed down with his kind of problematic histories.
I
right?
know I killed all these people too, Verisa, but I've actually done my soul, so I'm fine with it now.
Exactly. I've been to the Shadowlands, man. Like I've done that shit.
Maybe
Like
you should have come.
yeah.
Like,
You know, but having all done that, I actually felt like it lent a lot of weight to this interaction between Verisa and Aethys, and this kind of so they set up a compact, which is a delightful term, not a pact, not a compromise, a compact, to kind of formally. And this I found was a little bit cheesy, formally dissolving the Silver Covenant and the Sun Reavers and calling them the
Silver Sun.
Silver Sun?
Okay, Silver Sun were like, I don't know, weren't they like an Australian band in the 90s? What song did Silver Sun do? I need to get to the bottom of this. It's been on my mind. Silver Sun band. It's gonna really annoy me.
It's like
they were British. They weren't Australian. They were British power pop band who formed in 1995 in Camden,
Silver
London.
Sun, yeah.
Yeah. What? Oh wow. Oh, Lava was their song. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So that's what I think of when I think of
Silver Sun.
Silver Sun. Sorry about that, everyone.
And I found maybe just like the actual naming it in the kind of way that when sometimes like a couple gets together and they decide to combine their surnames, you know, like when a couple gets married.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
And there's like one is a Smith and the other is a Lord. It's like, well, we're the Smith Lords now, and you're like, oh.
Hey, wait, are you fucking kidding? That would be amazing. Like that would be. Are you fucking kidding me? You would actually turn your nose up and sneer at the Smith Lord family? Are you fucking kidding me? That's someone doing it 100% right. How dare you? If they turn around, it's like, wow, no.
So I so when they like kind of formally renamed themselves, I'm like, that's silly, but I did not mind the their compact. I did not mind this kind of agreement that they had, especially because literally every other like line, Aethys and Verisa are like, okay, we formally recognize that we work together in times of difficulty when we need to protect what's important. We need to protect Azeroth.
Yeah.
Also, never forget. Literally never forget what you did, but it's really important. I literally never forget. It's like, okay, yeah, no, me neither. I will never forget what you did. Okay. Like they literally constantly, they just constantly do that. So
yeah, I don't think that's fair, honestly. Sorry, just to like interrupt you for a second, just because someone pointed out in chat, great idea. I have now put my character in the guild hall in the EU neighborhood.
Oh, get in there.
So if anyone wants to come and do their housing quest by coming to the guild hall in the EU neighborhood in the Wondrous Wisdom Hood, you just come on in. We'll get 4 in there. I'm in there now, so it counts. And if you need your quest, you can get it that way if you're online now.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So I liked this. I didn't mind this kind of like formal recognition. I found some of the details a little bit silly, but I was like, okay, over the past month of story, these guys have been through a lot, and you know, I didn't mind that they did that. And then of course they're like, okay, go to the. Okay, another naming convention issue that I had. I really just I don't mind the Sunwell changing, but I feel like it really didn't need a different name every week. I think that is very confusing. It's like, it doesn't need to be called the Sunwell.
That's just how elves do things,
and
man.
It doesn't
They're
have
very
to be called
grandiose.
The Darkwell.
They love a title.
Oh my God, who decided? Like, there's like, well, let's just call it the Darkwell. And like, no, you could just say like the corrupted Sunwell or like the void corrupted Sunwell.
It does make me believe the whole Arator thing a bit more because like Arator's like, guys, are we going to do anything about this? Are we going to try and cleanse it or whatever?
Yeah.
And Lorthamar's like, Arator, we will.
Yeah.
Just as soon as we've decided what to call it.
Yeah.
The purple well?
Yes. So this gets me to kind of my main takeaway from all of this. I would say there is a danger there's a great benefit to naming things clearly, but there's also a danger in that in that, okay, we have the Sunwell, we got the Voidwell, and now we have the Dawnwell. And personally, 3 names in the span of as many weeks, I think is too much. I don't think, exactly. I don't need that. I could have done with 2. I could have had the Sunwell. I could have had it been corrupted for a week or 2, and then I could have had it just be the Dawnwell. I don't, and likewise, I think when Chris Metzen got on stage and went, we are going to see the reunification of the elves.
This is a whole conversation topic.
This is a whole conversation topic, but I just wanted to say there is a danger in describing something with a very specific term and then having to deliver on this term.
Because, look, Metzen, love you, Metzen, but there's one thing you should have learned by now. WoW fans remember when you say shit.
Every individual word.
WoW fans remember when you say there's going to be the reunification of the elves.
The media training that all the folks at Blizzard get is so high level. They know and they choose, and like they are trained to say exactly the right things. But I it didn't make me think of that.
I heard a dev said in passing once that who shall remain nameless because there's no way you guess who they were anyway. But they said, like, I was like, is this thing real, or was it a mistake? Is it like a retcon, or is it like was it a mistake or in the text or whatever? And the person said, look, the thing you got to understand is, on the entire dev team, the person who gives less of a shit about retconning stuff is Chris Metzen. He'll say something, and people will be like, that's a huge retcon, Chris. And he'll be like, who cares? And we'll be like, everyone, Chris, everyone cares. Like, people have been involved in the lore of this game for 20 years. They care, and they will remember when you just casually chuck it out. And it's like, I'm sure he doesn't do it often. I'm sure it's like not a low bar. I'm sure it's a very high bar. When someone says, the person who gives the least shit about retconning is Chris Metzen, I'm sure he doesn't like give zero shits about it. But like in relation to the other people on the team who are like, please don't retcon everything.
And then, of course, like, there are going to be words tossed around in, like, marketing meanings. And there are going to be people who are, like, trying to determine what is called what. There's, like, a whole art to this, right? And I totally get that. So we'll return to that. That's just kind of one thing that got me thinking.
I think it's one of the core bits of conversation, actually. I think it's one of the core issues, actually. It's really cool that you bring it up,
And then, of course, the actual scenario when everyone comes in and the elves all give an offering to the well in order to see what happens. And we get to mix in a little bit of magic void from Umbric. And I really liked that cinematic. I thought it was really lovely. I thought
holy shit, the Adrian looked good in that cinematic.
Do you know why? She was smiling. She was beaming.
Oh no, all the dudes were right.
Yeah.
She does look better when she smiles.
Yeah, exactly. She was and so here's the thing. Like, I liked there was a kind of hopefulness about it. Obviously, it's the Dawnwell, right? There is something really nice about it. Everyone's standing around, but like everyone's still kind of standing on their own. Like I don't really get a sense of everyone's there together. They've lent something to this new Dawnwell, right? We don't really know what it means. We don't really know what it does.
It's MacGuffin. It's the parade of MacGuffins.
Exactly. We don't. It's there, and it's symbolic more than anything. It's like, hey, we all got together and we've neutralized this threat for now. And my favorite thing about that, though, was walking around and talking to everyone who's kind of like, some people are just kind of off to the side. Like Aethys, like, he's just all the way over there. He's not standing next to anybody. Like, there isn't really a sense of like celebration. It still feels a bit uneasy. I loved talking to Farron and Anduin. I loved Anduin.
Anduin's Stay a While and Listen was amazing.
And so many good
As
Stay a
is
While
so
and
often
Listens.
with these quests, like the Stay a While and Listens were actually the best bits of it, and like the kind of like the dialogue, the character lines and stuff when you click on them. 100%.
And everyone. The actual cinematic itself was really funny because everyone was like beautifully rendered. Thalyssera? Did you see Thalyssera's face?
I saw Thalyssera's face.
Oh my God. I was like, she looks absolutely stunning. And then there's a really quick shot with Oculus on the side, and he's like, he still has his
he's from GoldenEye 64. Yeah.
He's literally like GoldenEye style. I was cackling. I was like, oh my God, he's there. And then so you know, everyone looks absolutely like just stunning in this cinematic. But yeah, you go and you talk to everyone, and you go to Umbric and Rometh, and they're like, oh, damn. Did you not see all that stuff going down? Like, did you not see literally all of the Void guys going down? They're like, oh, what could be there? What?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Umbric, what could be? What the fuck, man? Come on, dudes.
It's so funny. It's like, what could possibly be like in the ground? And wonder what Xal'atath's after there. It was quite funny. But then I loved Anduin's stay a while in this, and he's just kind of like. Also, Anduin is a short king. I did not realize he's so small.
He's very young.
He's really tiny. He's shorter than Farron, and definitely.
Oh, Farron's tall though.
Yeah, but like when he's standing there, he's like stock. He's this little stocky guy, and I really liked. Hearing his take. I like that he was like and again, I was having all these nice like come down vibes. Little lion, right?
Mm.
This is the we've calmed down. People literally use the words calm a lot. Like the Dawnwell, things are calm. We're okay. Anduin's talks about he vaguely reconnected with the light, and it made him feel like a child, and it felt okay. And I was like, oh, that was really nice. That's, he's like, I'm still broken, and I will never be put back together again. But I had a moment. I know, and I liked him. I liked Farron.
Like our daughter.
Yeah.
If you tell, she pushed past our son today, and I was like, and Annie was like, ow. And I was like, please say sorry to Annie, because you pushed past him quite violently there.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, and she was like giggling just before it happened. But she looked at me and she went, oh, Annie hurt my hand yesterday. Oh.
Yeah, both my hands.
Which hand did he hurt? Both of them.
Yesterday.
And like anytime you criticize her at all, anytime she does anything, it's like
Penny, that's
Penny,
not right.
Penny, stop smashing the window with the hammer.
Don't do that.
Oh, Annie hurt my hand yesterday. Penny, stop shitting on the
like
floor.
Ultimate deflection.
My hand, yes. Oh. And Anduin's like, oh, yeah, I reconnected with the light, and it was really great. But I'm still so sad.
Did you know?
Do you remember when I was like a meat puppet for the jailer?
And then and Farron's like just kind of a Velen fangirl, and she's like, "Could you
introduce me to your hot friend?"
Yeah,
and he's all like,
"Look how tall he is." Yeah. And I liked Velen's like little chat. I thought, really, really, really lovely. I liked that. Okay. Is the shot when it's like all of the elves standing in front of the Dawnwell a bit like like it, whatever. I let this wash over me, and I was like, I am chill now. Xal'atath's in the center of the earth. Something bad's about to happen. I've got a few weeks until something bad happens. I'm just gonna go max my crafting. I'm gonna do some keys, and I enjoyed it. And do you want to know why I enjoyed it?
Why?
Because I feel like this sense of calm, this sense of connection, I wouldn't call it reunification or whatever. This is just the word that's flying around. I don't think the elves have resolved any of their problems. I think they've literally they've been through a big fight, and they're all just hanging out together now. The only reason any of this works for me is because it's so fragile, and it is about to be like absolutely pounded. It is about to be shattered. And you know who's going to die? Liadrin's going to die.
Liadrin's not going to
die. Liadrin's going to die. Liadrin...
No fucking way.
Okay, bet 2026 bet. We are betting.
Let's get it on screen.
Wait. Oh, Liadrin is so dead. Because she has been she's been the face of this kind of...
She's been like 3 different faces.
She's been she has the connection. Yeah. She has the connection with like Zul'jara. Oh yeah. Where the trolls.
They
I
turned
know
up.
they're coming. I know
They're
coming.
not invited to the ceremony.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding? It's made very, very clear to us that we're invited because we're absolute ballers.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty private ceremony, right?
Yeah.
Like the people that are there are the elf leaders.
Yeah.
And like anyone left from the vanguard, of which
Yeah.
there's like 8 people.
Yeah.
You know, and like a small kind
Fair.
of select
Trolls will have their
group
patch.
of like elven representatives, right?
Trolls will have their
Yeah,
patch.
yeah.
They are. I know trolls. We get more trolls soon.
Yeah.
Other small issue I had. Erator is like freshly maybe lost his parents, and I would have liked like one acknowledgement of that. I would have liked him.
Look, he's
I know
working very hard to
busy.
keep his mind off it, okay? And
Oh,
I get
maybe,
that, right?
maybe.
You know, he doesn't
I
want to
just-
talk about it. I'm not going to mention it. Like,
Yeah.
if he's not talking about it, I'm not going to go, ooh, your fucking parents, though, eh?
Yeah, I just
Do you remember
thought
when?
maybe,
You remember when they disappeared?
I thought maybe he
Again?
would be like, "I wish my mum could be here." At this,
Yeah, but wouldn't people then be like, oh, he's always fucking talking about his mum? Dude, they just gave you an army to lead. Like, what more do you want?
yeah, he
So,
keeps losing them.
Lorthamar, can I
Yeah.
lead the army? I don't think that's a very good idea, Arator.
Yeah.
My mum went missing. My dad went missing.
Oh,
When did your mum and dad
Yeah.
go missing? Yesterday.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
parent did you lose? Both of them. Okay, you can lead the army.
Okay,
And that,
sweetie.
the listeners are like, you shouldn't give in to that. It's only encouraging him. It's like, you know, you gotta
Yeah,
put him on the naughty step.
yeah. So here's the thing. I think this sense of calm will soon be shattered. I think this will be like destroyed. I think there will be a point when I think the compact between Valera and Aethys is going to be wrecked. I think Romath and Umbric are going to break up. I think.
What? Are you fucking kidding me?
think-
Wait, I can make a lot more money here. Let's.
I think this, I want to believe that this establishment of everything being okay is just because everything is about to get very bad. How many times have we heard that lots and lots of people are going to die in midnight? Like lots of main characters. How many times have we been told this? And did you see that? You see that game that's out in China where you have to like guess who's going to die?
Yeah.
Like it's like, who's going to die?
Dude, we did a video about that years ago.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think maybe that's just me because I'm like, okay, the world is about to burn at some point. I'm going to take this moment of calm and respite. Like I'm going to take this. But maybe that's me being too optimistic about where the story will be going.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, but like, so imagine, like, just forget about where it might go.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on the resolution, like on its own terms as it is? Don't try and second guess it. Don't try and
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
I and to be honest, I kind of let it like wash over me and I went, okay. I mean, I still feel weird seeing night elves there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand why. I know they're elves, but they have their own thing going on. They feel
Well, they-
like.
Without wanting to get into my views yet.
Sorry, I'm very warm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, it worked. Just cranking up the
Very
heat.
hot.
Ah,
Yeah, sorry, it's very toasty in here.
Like, the Night Elves wanted something very specific.
Yes.
You know, they were like, cool, we'll help you. We'd really like you to reconsider this whole well thing.
Yeah, they're like, can you
just like
stop?
not re-empower the well after we help you? Like, it's not a
Yeah.
condition,
Yeah.
but kind of is. And like, this is what we want from this. Like, and that's what I kind of like. I buy the Night Elf involvement because they were so explicit about what they wanted from it. It wasn't like some wishy-washy, vague, we'll help because we're elves and elves should stick together. They were like, Chandris was like, yeah, we'll help.
Yeah.
We really don't want you to re-empower the well again.
Yeah.
And they got what they wanted, like, because that's what the Dawn Well is, right? It's not.
We don't
it's-
really understand what the Dawnwell is.
But what we understand is it's not a source of power.
No.
That's been made very, very clear.
Yes.
Adrian is very explicit about it. She's like, this is not a thing anyone's going to rely on anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a nice thing now, right? It's obviously got some power to it. It's got like a whole collection of loads of different like powers, really. But it's not like a source of power anymore. So like Chandris got what she wanted. So like for me, like their involvement actually is one of the more sensical ones. It's like,
I
here
got
is
you.
our chance to like leverage some
These
influence,
guys can chill out.
and
Yeah.
like we have been bothered
Okay,
by
I get
this
you.
this this Sunwell thing for a long time. We would really like it to just be put to bed, and if getting involved with this fight is how it happens, then that's what we'll do. And they win. They get what they want. So I'm actually perfectly fine with the Night Elves being there for that reason.
Okay, I
It's like
got
it's a
you.
very shrewd political move from them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, they get something they really want.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I actually
will
of
take
all
that.
of them, I actually buy the Night Elf one.
Yeah, and I guess
Like-
for them it's yeah. So for them it's just kind of a shrewd decision on their
Yeah.
part. It's strategic for the Night Elves.
Yeah.
I mean, strategic for everyone.
Still
right?
vague about what it means for Sindor immortality. Yeah, exactly. But like,
yeah.
and you know, like the elf thing is so weird. Like elf lives are weird anyway. It's
They're
like
very
they are no
strange.
longer like Night Elves haven't been immortal since Warcraft 3, right? But
Yeah.
they can still expect to live 10,000 or so years, right? It's
yeah.
like if you're a 40-year-old elf, don't worry. you've
Yeah.
got millennia to go yet. Don't worry.
And then
It's
like the whole Nightborn thing is still so like, you know, it's like, well, we used to be addicts, but now we kind of channel everything through the Arcan door. And when we eat the fruit, we still need it, but we're kind of not really addicted anymore. We've kind of
but we'd be in trouble if we didn't have it.
oh
right?
yeah, we would all. And it's like,
We're not addicted,
so-
but for the love of fucking God, don't take it from us. I can quit anytime I want. All right,
Yeah.
but I do need my 5 a day.
Yeah.
Fruit from the Arcandor, just saying.
yeah. So that, and again, and okay, and so for me, I think the reason why I'm like okay with all these things happening is because I love World of Warcraft. I've been playing it for a long time. I'm probably gonna keep playing it for a long time into the future, but I don't rely on it and its story to like satisfy my soul.
I feel like that is very damning with faint praise, though. I feel like we are allowed to ask for more if we don't
Oh,
like what it
God,
is, right?
I'm
And
not saying-
I think people are
I'm not-
entitled to.
I agree with you completely. I'm just saying that for me personally, when things happen that I go, huh? Like I found it in this case where I was like, oh, why are the Night Elves here? Okay, fair, good point, right? You've made a good point there. But having seen kind of, you know, other people. So for example, I played a Night Elf and I was like, why am I here? It's fine. I'm wearing like Far Strider garb. I'm like basically cosplaying as a blood elf.
Yeah, me too.
You know.
I've got my cunty around town
Yeah, I'm
outfit
like-
that I change into when I'm in
Yeah,
Silvermoon.
my
Yeah.
little, yeah. Then I go around like, thanks, Silvermoon. You know, and I have like a connection to my character. I remember the burning of Teldrassil. I felt really emotional about because, you know, I play a night elf, and so it felt, you know, I felt kind of weirdly connected to it, which makes sense. So I can understand, say, for example, for someone who has been playing a blood elf for years and feels really invested in like the history of their character and the history of the blood elves in all of the intricacies about who make that, like what makes them who they are. When these kind of decisions are made and when they happen, when you have Aethys and Varisa suddenly being okay together, like when this, you know, all this stuff we talked about, like Anastarian before as well, like I completely understand why people are like, like that doesn't do it for me. And so, yeah, and like, yeah, like you say, I agree with you completely. I think we are more than entitled to ask for more when the story isn't like satisfying what people want and need. So that's my overall takeaway.
But you generally quite liked it.
I generally quite liked it. I enjoyed it. I like the kind of sense of okayness and calm that it encouraged and instilled in me. It sent me off to go forth and like, you know, do my chores. I liked that about it. And after weeks of story being rolled out, I thought it was okay. I don't feel like things have been tied up with a bow neatly.
Yeah.
I don't think these stories have ended. I don't think have been resolved. I think there's like a kind of the thing that happens when we all gather and face a world-ending threat and we finish it off and then we're like, okay, let's have a little bit of like normalness in the aftermath. And that's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah. I am. So
What's your take, Tally?
I was honestly fine with it.
Yeah.
I know people are
You
going to be
think
like,
it's okay?
you know, and like I know there are multiple very long Twitter threads about why it's bad and stuff like that.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I personally think Twitter is a terrible place to kind of talk about the lore of World of Warcraft. So like I'll say what I feel about it now, and I want to make it very clear that if you disagree, that's absolutely okay. I'm not telling you how you should feel about stuff. I'm just giving my opinion, and I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm literally just telling you my experience of it because I have a microphone and that's kind of my job. And like yeah, I mean, so I think the main reaction I'm seeing online is that people are saying that the reunification of the elves was rushed and shallow and unbelievable because of that. To which I would say, if the reunification of the elves was the story being told, I would agree with you. If the story was, the elves have reunified, like, I would agree that it was rushed and didn't have like the care it should have done, and like, but that's not what happened. Like,
Well,
the elves are not reunified.
Chris Metzen said this is the
And
reunification of the elves.
And I do not blame
We've been
people.
calling it that.
I do not blame people for talking about it as if it's the reunification of the elves, because yes, Chris Metzen said that. However, he's the only person that said that, and that was 3 years ago, 2 expansions ago at this point. Okay, so I think it's absolutely fair to talk about it as the reunification of the elves until now, when we can clearly see that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, like, we called it the reunification of the elves because we were going by what Metzen said, but that's clearly not, because they're not reunified.
No.
Like,
There's like an uneasy truth.
It's the truce of the elves. It's the uneasy peace of the elves. It's like you talk to Haldoron. You talk to Haldoron in the Sunwell afterwards, and he's like, it's kind of cool that Chandris is here. I have no doubt. He says, like, I'm not naive enough to think that we won't be shooting at each other again soon.
She's like, we've
it's like,
done it
what?
before.
Like, does that sound like a reunified people to you? No, obviously not. Like they're making it pretty explicit. Like, the pact, the Silver Sun compact, they're not, like, it's not, they're not part of Silvermoon now, and the like the other ones, the Sunreavers aren't part of the High Elves now. Like, they are working together, and their contract literally says, we will come together only when the need is most dire. They're not working together on, like, you know, they're not doing charity drives together. They're not like helping cats down from trees together. They're not patrolling together. Like, they've agreed that they will put their differences aside and work together only when they absolutely have to. But it is an option that's on the table now. Like, that's what that pact is. They haven't dissolved and formed one entity. Like, it's insane that people are saying that. And like, you know, like I say, the Night Elves are there for a very political reason. And like the High Elves and the Sunreavers thing, like, yeah, there are people that were killing each other 5 minutes ago. I don't know, look, maybe it's because I'm British, okay? And no, but it's true.
I'm
okay,
curious.
so like,
I'm curious.
I wonder if this is true. When you're from Europe, the idea of countries and people like murdering each other 1 second and then being, you know, kind of cool with each other the next second because your leaders told you that you are, like, is much more common in our history and in our national psyche and in the way we appreciate the world than it is in somewhere like America, right? So like we, you know, like, so for example, I'm Italian, right? I have Italian family. I have Italian family that fought with the Allies in the First World War. Okay, they were on the correct side of the war in the First World War.
Good job.
Well done, Italians. Love you for it. Okay, they were on the wrong side of the war in the Second World War, and like the betrayal that people felt towards their Italian friends in London, where my family were, like there was like a viciousness towards Italian people in London, partly because of the betrayal that they felt towards Italians, because it's like, you were on our side in this last one, now you're not on our side this time. And like, you know, like, I had Italian family who were literally rounded up in Britain, in London, and put on a fucking boat called the Andorra Star that then got torpedoed, and like the prison guards on this boat, the British prison guards, were shooting prisoners to stop them escaping this boat that was sinking, right? And that's where like a family member of mine died. And it's just like, we're more used to this kind of stuff, right? And so we're more used to the idea of like compacts and truces, and like, you know, when you do any like study of history in this country, and it's all about like accords and agreements and like, you know,
Sure.
we'll lend you our army if this happens. And this is literally how the First World War started, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, it like someone shot someone and it set wheels in motion because this person was allied with this person had a truce with this person because they'd married this person's daughter, and this person, like, so all these countries had to kind of step up and sort of like, you know, because they'd agreed to on paper, not because they wanted to.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like, and I feel it's just like so much more part of European psyche that maybe
I think that's a broad
and maybe
brush.
it's just me. I'm not saying it's it. Of course, it's a broad brush. Of course,
as an American who
But, like,
also lives here.
yeah, but well, and Ireland exactly, and that's what I'm saying, right? So,
Yeah.
so for example, like when Irish troops took
That's
part in the war,
Yeah.
in the Second World War, on the side of the Allies, did that make Britain and Ireland unite? Like when if Ireland and Northern Ireland fight on the same side of a war, are they unified now? Because I'm pretty sure they don't think they fucking are.
Yeah,
Like
no.
exactly, and like so you know, just because the elves came together and like they had like a literal military fucking kind of allyship for this one battle, it clearly doesn't make them a unified people. Like this story is not the unification of the elves. If it were, I would agree with you. It'd be way too rushed. It'd be way too shallow. And in fact, if you look at this podcast from last week, that is my opinion, right? Because I thought it was going to be the reunification of the elves. I was like, this is weird that you're doing it in 2 chapters. Clearly not going to do anything. Like, you know,
Yeah, and yeah.
but now I can see that isn't the story that's been told. You haven't had the reunification of the elves in 2 weeks. You've had like there being some big trouble,
Yeah.
and Silvermoon reaching out to 2 various people who are all, by the way, technically at peace, you know, like at the moment anyway. So, you know, like the Night Elves and the Blood Elves might hate each other, but they are technically at peace, like which they haven't been before for, you know, in past times. And like, and yes, armies were lent and a battle was fought, and, you know, they had a big ceremony, like, to mark the end of that and to mark their apparent victory, right?
Well, yeah.
You know, and like accords are written up after that, kind of like, you know, kind of, and so for me, that's the story that's being told. And from that aspect, and like I say, I don't blame anyone for kind of approaching it as the reunification of the elves, because that's what Chris Metzen said 3 years ago. But that's just not what it is. And taking the story on its own terms, and taking the story as it's been told, and just trying to forget the thing that Chris Metzen said 3 years ago, because it's like things are allowed to change in development. And you know, it was 2 expansions. Like we were in Dragonflight when he said this.
God, yeah.
And like it's feasible that plots can change, and like so this is what's happening. And like I saw someone saying it was wrong for Blizzard to sell this expansion on the reunification of the elves. It's like, dude, someone said it 2 expansions ago. Like they didn't sell the expansion. Like,
it became just part of the way we talk about
we as a player
it.
base took it up and ran with it. But like, but the story being
happens.
told on its own terms, I didn't find rushed at all. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, would it have been more believable if like we'd spent 5 weeks persuading the Night Elves to come and Lura was just there chilling out? Like, like I find that would have been less believable, honestly. Like, people move quickly when there's an emergency, and they sort out the specifics later.
Yeah,
you can see that in the real world right now.
Yeah,
like,
and I think another thing that they're always grappling with in any kind of storytelling in the game is, okay, they need to satisfy everyone. And it's a story for everyone, and that is the story for the people who have played since vanilla. It is a story for people who have literally just started in Midnight. So it has to be intelligible to people who don't understand these ancient grievances.
But I think it's fun to explore ancient grievances as well. But I think so. For me personally, it's not unbelievable that when there's a big Void Naru about to blow up a Sunwell, that political leaders make choices and, you know, work out their grievances later, like, you know, a little bit later on. And like I agree with some of the criticisms I've seen online that is like the really interesting stuff when this shit happens is exploring those conflicts. And Blizzard has an annoying habit of using individual characters as like representatives of entire peoples. So it's like, we need to show that the Void Elves and the Blood Elves don't trust each other, so we'll use Umbric and Romath.
That's not annoying. That's a way you tell
but
stories.
exactly. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's nice to see like other points of view. Sometimes it's nice to see
yeah.
like unimportant people,
Yeah,
because again, this
yeah.
is a thing that, well, like medieval fantasy in particular runs into, is like only really cares about kings and queens and important people, and like sometimes it's nice to see that conflict happening at a very local level, which is one of the things I think Midnight has done very well with all the conflict in Silvermoon that happens as the campaign unfolds.
Yeah.
Where you see people getting arrested in the town.
That was great.
Like, yeah,
You've got
and
the
so
doomsayers, right?
exactly, yeah. And I think
it's
Midnight
great.
has done that very well, and I think it's okay that they didn't really lean into that so much with this, because like at the end of the day, it is the leaders that make these decisions, right? Like, but I would like to see night elves, like your average night elf soldier, and how they feel about Chandris just deciding to take them into a war. You know, it's like Chandris made this decision and took a bunch of them to die. And it's like, dude, we just finished fighting. Like, we finally have our own little tree. Can we not go and fight in a war? It would just really be nice to, like, to see those things. This is nitpicking,
more
right?
of that,
but
yeah.
on its own terms, I think the story and the pace of the story works, you know? And do I have confidence that Blizz are going to thoroughly explore all these things in the aftermath? No, not really. But, you know, at the moment, taken on its own terms, I buy it, man. I've seen people saying, like, things that on paper I usually agree with, stuff like, why do they talk so slowly in cutscenes and cinematics? Well, in this case, and you know that's a big criticism I have. But in this case, it was a literal ceremony. Like, it was a literal kind of ceremony. So she was doing ceremonial voice.
This is not Alex Strada level.
She was giving a speech. And the problem in other cutscenes is people sound like they're giving a speech when they're just talking normally. But Liadrin wasn't talking normally. She was literally giving like a sermon. She was literally doing a presentation. So it's okay that she talks like that. Like, I don't buy it. And yes, so people are saying, like, why was the crown put in? Purely symbolic. Like,
it's all symbolic.
They put a void crystal in to like stabilize the void energy. They put some arcane stuff in. The Adrian put a light thing in to like mix it all up. But the crown, purely symbolic. And like, symbolism is important in ceremony and important in like when people are making truces and working together. Like, symbolism is big. And again, you see that everywhere you go in London. You know, there's the statue for the Polish pilots who helped in the Blitz. You know, like, we are big on ceremony and remembrance and like when it suits us. And
sorry, someone rightfully pointed out that Maya complains throughout the the night
absolutely,
night elf
you're
thing.
absolutely right.
And she's in her like best complainy
But
voice.
her complaints is more like, the Blood Elves suck, it's not surprising to me that they fucked it up. Rather than, why am I being sent to fight this war? Right? You know, like,
and again, Maiev is like not the common.
No,
night elf, right?
exactly.
Like,
She's a very important person, right? So, like,
but they tell story through important people.
well, there's that thing that the original concept for the Legion cinematic, and I'm not saying this would have been better or worse, but the original concept for the Legion cinematic, instead of having Varian write the letter to Anduin at the beginning, was to have various unnamed soldiers writing letters back home, like on their way to the Broken Island. So there'd been like an orc, like grunt writing home, and there'd be a human writing home, and stuff like that. And to me, and you know me, man, I'm all about, like, you know, I'm just like a fucking stupid lefty. So I'm all like, yeah, I want to hear the common man tales. I want to hear, like, no, but I do.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I'm actually more interested in that than like king and queen shit, right? It's like, I don't know. It's fun. It's strange to me. But so I'm actually like surprisingly okay with that. I've had people arguing with me online about it, which I replied to and I deleted because I couldn't be fucked. But I'll say it now. I'll say it now. So a thing that people are bringing up a lot, maybe people have even brought it up in the chat and I haven't seen it, is that it's like, no, Tally, they are telling the story of the reunification of the elves because they've got embassies. It's like, if they were reunified, they wouldn't need embassies.
No.
The whole point of having embassies is they're not unified. We've got a Chinese embassy in London. We are not unified with China. We've got a Russian embassy in London. We're not unified with, in fact, specifically because we're not, is because we have, that's what embassies are for. It's like in countries that are not yours, that you're not the same as, right? It's like, yes, the fact that they have embassies is literally a proof that they're not reunified. But the other thing is like the speech that a thing that like some very like big law people have pointed out to me is the speech, and I'm actually going to bring it up. the speech that thingy
Liadrin
brings says, and I've got it
Yeah.
here.
What does he say?
And just make sure.
Worth having a refresher.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a little watch of it. Wait. No, okay. What have I? Oh, there we are.
When we nearly lost everything in fear and grief,
Let me turn this up a bit.
Yes.
cast out our own people, made exiles of them.
It's gonna be a bit quiet. Sorry.
We were foolish. Never again.
God, they look so good.
They look so pretty.
Together, we consecrate this not as the Sunwell.
Yeah, look at the Lysera.
Something
So hot.
Love her.
With a little pear
Mm-hmm. Boink.
and the fruit she's putting in.
the dawn well. Let it represent the moment when night becomes day and the moon meets the sun.
It is quiet. Sorry.
Light and shadow exist in perfect balance.
Why aren't they taking damage from the wells?
Fair.
Let this
Oh, Oculus, my
Love
boy.
Oculus.
for our people. For the kingdom of Quel'Thalas. Our high home.
I
Okay.
don't get that. That's a lame line.
Yeah, I get you, but
Our high home?
do you know what Quel'Thalas means?
High home?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I get it now.
Quel'Thalas literally means high home. So anyway, I've had people
Okay.
point out that you know, because she says our high home, she's talking about how Silvermoon is all the elf city now. This is not what she's saying.
No.
It's just not what she's saying. She's talking about her people, the Blood Elves, and how they're neutralizing the Sunwell, their source of power, and changing it. And yes, they've got all the other elves to help. But when she says Quel'Thalas, our high home, she's not talking about all of the elves. She's talking about the Blood Elves.
Yeah.
It's what Quel'Thalas means.
Yeah.
Like she's literally just saying the name of where they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like Quel'Thalas has always been their high home. Have they always been? No. It's like, it's wild to me that people are like, no, Tally, look, she says our high home. Clearly she means that Quel'Thalas is now a home to
Maybe
all the
she
elves.
should have-
It's obviously
maybe she
not
should
what
have
she's
been like,
saying.
Our high home where the others are welcome for now.
Well, I mean, wait, what did she say after that? Hang on. Oh, sorry.
Let this mark
It may mean high home. It doesn't make it any less lame. Take it up with the people that came up with a name 30 fucking years ago, man.
Yeah.
The whole unification was cringe. Keep up with the conversation. It wasn't a
Stop reading
unification.
chat. They have
no,
to pay
but
money
that's so
to be read.
stupid.
No, it's not. It's not because I think you can read this as like.
people.
I think she just said, let this mark a new dawn for our people, the Blood Elves.
The Blood Elf, but
I
it's
think
clear what
no,
she's
it's not,
saying.
because
It's
I think,
obvious.
Well, it's not clear to lots of people, is it?
Well, that's not my fault.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, like, maybe if she...
Dude,
I
look,
feel
I'm
like
so
there's-
sorry. But no, I'm done with this. I'm done with it.
no,
I've been
let me-
done with
yeah.
this. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have been done with this shit since Shadowlands, when I had to sit there like a motherfucker
Yeah.
watching a cinematic
Fair.
where Sylvanas said,
Yeah.
there is no redemption for me.
Mm-hmm.
And these same motherfuckers in chat were like, I can't believe they're redeeming Sylvanas. And I had to sit there day after day going, Sylvanas literally says there's no redemption for me. That's literally what she says.
Yeah.
I don't think they're treating this as a redemption for Sylvanas. To which these people would reply, shill. And it's like,
But that's just the
no.
internet, babe.
So I'm so done with
just
trying
what it
to
is.
understand people who are wrong. They are wrong about this. Liadrin is talking about the Blood Elves, okay? And if you think anything else, you are wrong. You're objectively wrong. I'm very sorry, okay? You're allowed to not like it, but you're not allowed to not understand it, because I'm explaining it to you now. You can still not like it. You can still think it's shit, but you are not allowed to not understand it, because I am explaining it to you.
Okay, yeah, but
okay?
maybe people
You're still allowed to think it's shit.
People just can read it differently. I can see the ambiguity.
I don't think it's very ambiguous.
It's not ambiguous to me because I understand what's happening in the situation, but I think it can be ambiguous. They love showing like all 5 of
I'm
the
sorry,
elves
literally
standing
everyone who's telling me
there.
to chill in the chat is getting banned, because
yeah.
that is like such a fucking like cuck move.
You need to stop
Sorry, dude.
reading YouTube.
No, but like
comments.
people are just like such idiots. Like
No, they're not.
No,
They're allowed
no. I'm sorry. No. Wait. Back up.
Okay.
How come people are allowed to passionately talk about how shit they think it is, but I'm not allowed to passionately talk about it in my way?
You are.
No one tells people who passionately like say how shit they think it is that they need to chill. Okay, they're like, well said. Oh my god. So how come if I'm like and also making content and being on my show, if I passionately like give my opinion, suddenly that's like I need to chill. But someone passionately saying how shit it is and getting shit wrong is fucking applauded. No, sorry, I'm not putting up with it. No. Absolutely fucking not. No. Absolutely not. You're allowed to think it's shit. That's absolutely fine. But you are not allowed to be wrong. Okay,
but I actually think you can read this in different ways.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, I'm telling you what it's actually saying.
I can tell you are telling me what you think it's saying. And I think that's a really important thing to clarify, because I think you can read this. Look, all of them, hours. Look, no.
For the kingdom of Quel'Thalas.
I know, but listen, like...
Yes, you're right. If you ignore the thing that she says before and the thing that she says afterwards, you could take this line to mean the thing you're saying. Yeah. But if you don't ignore the thing she says before and the thing she says afterwards, then you can't.
Yeah, but...
Yes, if your entire experience of this storyline is this screenshot, yes, I can understand how you might think that.
Absolutely. Well, no, but also, like, we just spent a lot of time with all these elven factions. Now all of them are standing there. They all unified something. She makes a point of saying how the moon meets the sun.
Yeah,
void
I think it's
meets
nice.
light.
It's symbolic.
It is symbolic.
Theater.
Yeah,
Like,
of course it is.
You know, and that's why she's talking in that way. She's talking in a like theatrical way. It's like a thanks for your help, guys theater. Like, you know, like that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah. I mean, yeah. This does not mean that like everyone is moving to Silver Moon and like all the night elves are going to live there
if
now.
they were going to live there, they wouldn't need an embassy, would they?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's. I think they make it pretty clear, honestly. And then, just in case you didn't get it, Haldron is like probably be shooting Chandra soon.
Yeah, he's like, we're gonna fight again.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly. I think again, like my kind of experience of this whole storyline was like, okay, cool. We have this moment of respite, and then I'm just gonna start fighting people again.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So if the story was the reunification of the elves, I would agree that it was rushed. And I thought that's what they were doing last week, and I said I thought it was a bit rushed, and I didn't know how they were going to possibly be able to do it. But having seen the story this week, I've changed my mind, because that's not the story being told, and I'm absolutely fine with the story being told. Like I say, do I have faith that they're going to explore the things I would want them to explore and kind of like, you know, no, I don't have any faith that they're going to do that at all. But
maybe I'm being too optimistic. And then I think that they're going to like just destroy this uneasy truce and everyone's gonna hate each other again.
I'd love that. That would be brilliant.
I feel like that's gonna happen.
But that's another thing, is like, you know, that's something I see people say, which I don't disagree with, is that like, you know, all they've done the last couple of expansion is resolve long-standing conflicts. And I agree with that. I like a bit of conflict. The interest is in seeing how different conflicts play out, and they don't have to be nation against nation conflicts. And when I refer to like them as nations, people get annoyed. But like the races in WoW are basically city-states, right? And like you know, I agree with that, but they don't have to be like leader versus leader. They can be kind of person versus person. And the interesting thing about situations like this in real world is that And the sad thing about situations like this in real world is like just because the political leaders have decided that there's convenient truth, like that very rarely filters down to people. And it's like, yeah, like, well, I had my family murdered by, you know, this city state, and I actually do hold a real grudge, and I don't want to hang out with them actually. And you know, that's that. Like we talking about my family and stuff in London, like that does happen. And it happens with all kinds of things, and that's the kind of thing that I would find really interesting to be explored, but I don't think it's going to. But in terms of like the political machinations and the political decisions that have led to these armies helping each other out, I do believe it. I do believe it. It didn't seem rushed to me, because like the whole point of it is that it's a bit rushed.
Yeah, it's
like,
kind of a world-ending threat.
Which
we get a lot these days.
It's the urgency of the situation, which is one of the factors in these like armies agreeing to work with each other. It doesn't work if you can afford to spend 5 weeks on it, because like the expediency is one of the deciding factors, you know, in their working together. So like it's part of like the rush is part of the story. It's like part of the reason they agreed to do it. So
I did not think it was rushed. It took weeks.
Oh yeah, there's that
like
too.
it took weeks of gameplay, but that's just
like
that's just me.
Yeah, but and people saying it's open to interpretation. It's not a fact what you feel.
Yeah, of course.
No, but it is backed up by everything else that's happening. Like it's backed up by the fact that they have embassies. It's backed up that you've got characters still talking about killing each other. It's backed up by like what I'm explaining is the story that is being told. You have to ignore all of that stuff for me to be wrong. So like, yes, you can take one line and that is open for interpretation, but with everything else around it, okay, that's happening, no, that's the only interpretation, because that's what the evidence is that's what the story is showing you. And like, I'm helping you by explaining it to you, because you obviously don't see it.
Well, then maybe
you're still allowed to think it sucks.
Maybe this is a fault of the storytelling and that it's not clear enough.
Yeah, maybe I'll buy that for sure. But I mean, it still doesn't change what's there, though.
No, yeah, but if it is unclear, that means it is unclear.
Fair criticism,
right?
Absolutely fair criticism, but that's not the criticism being made. And like,
well, if it is it is unclear, and that is what is causing people to misinterpret it. And
well,
then,
maybe, but then lots of people are understanding it. Well, again, like. But where's the line, okay? Because it's like, was Sylvanas saying there is no redemption for me? Is it okay to turn around and go, well, maybe it wasn't clear enough, and maybe it is a valid criticism because if the story isn't being clear enough, it makes sense that all these people don't understand it. It's like, no, I think those people are just wrong in that situation, and maybe the line is a little bit more blurred here, but like, yeah, there's still a point where you go, how obvious do you want it made? Like,
oh yeah,
like how obvious do we have to be? Because that in itself is bad storytelling. If you make it like, if you put everything on a plate for you, like at what point do we stop criticizing it for being vague and start criticizing it for being too obvious?
Well, I know.
There's it's going to be different for everyone, right? But the fact is, like, the story being told here is like, it's not about the reunification of the elves. It's about the compact of the elves. It's about a temporary truce of the elves. It's about a genuine effort from lots of people to kind of break down the barriers that have formed. Yeah, absolutely.
And it's told through these kind of individuals mending their relationships with each other and trying to find a way with, representative of wider groups. Again, WoW does this a lot. But we have more story to come, right? Midnight is not over.
Oh, no, sure. But I mean, do you really think they're going to touch this again? Do you think they're going to touch on the elf thing again? Or will they just treat it as done then?
No, okay. I will be upset if they don't return to this, because it would be silly. Like I think these relationships are going to dissolve.
Well, sorry, that's what we were actually leading to, wasn't it? Yeah, people talking about how the last couple of expansions have been all kind of conflicts being resolved and stuff, which I agree with, and that's a criticism I have. However, yes, you're right. If it turned out that they were doing this specifically because all of this can be broken down again, like, it's like you got to the stage after about WoD or Mists where it's like nothing gets broken, like there's nothing to degrade anymore, right? It's like the armies come together and they hate each other, and then they come together to fight the big bad, and then they hate each other again. And I don't know if you remember, but a big criticism of the WoW story around Mists and WoD was, why do they keep forgetting how easily they work together? Like, they always come and work together every expansion to defeat a big bad, and then it's like that never happened, and they just hate each other again at the beginning of every other expansion. And it's like there's only conflict. Why is there no like kind of acknowledgement of the fact that everyone just worked together and was absolutely fine, you know? And that was the big, like, the polar opposite criticism was the one that was constantly cited during Mists and Wads, and it's like, because there was nothing to break down again, you know? And it's like, so yeah, if this is a long-term thing of Blizz are kind of resolving these conflicts so there is something to go wrong, so that there is something to lose, you know? It's like the elves are friends, so it'll be fun when they're not again.
Not anymore, but that's just the world. That's just how shit works.
Do you really think that's going to happen? I don't know.
I think so. And I think, you know, people are rightfully pointing out that I think we have this expectation, this contrast, because we had a really good leveling campaign around like the troll tribes and you know, in Zulaman. Like, we had a really nice experience of learning about the different, like, you know, trolls and their histories, and like we spent a whole like leveling campaign zone with them. And now you're like, okay, we did that with the trolls, and now, you know, maybe it's this creating this kind of false comparison with what we've just done with the elves, which is a completely different thing, right? Like, so I don't know, you know, but yeah, so it's I hope they will come back to this. I really do, because if they don't, then it does feel a bit silly. But if you just go through like the history of like WoW and everything that's happened, it is a constant creation of like truces and relationships that dissolve. It's two factions, right? It's never ending. Now, what I don't think this is doing is setting up like a neutral like faction or something.
No.
Where some people are like, oh God, the friendship is at peak level, it's time for the third faction. I don't think that's happening.
There's also the very practical concern that after Midnight finishes, Silvermoon is still going to be like, have all the neutral parts about it is still going to be neutral, and that does need explaining in the lore.
Well,
like,
will it?
Well,
will we all be kicked out of Silvermoon eventually?
I no, not from a practical point of view.
I don't know.
So like, there is that thing of like, now that we have, you know, the Battle of the Sunwell is over, right? There's no reason for Alliance to be allowed in the city anymore unless this happens, you know? So there's also that very just like gameplay point of view of like, yeah, it would be weird if this didn't happen and we were still allowed in Silvermoon, right? Because it's like, yeah, we don't need the Vanguard Light here anymore. It's over. And that's actually something that I do want to pick up on, because that's another thing I've been seeing, is that the idea that the whole Sunwell thing has been resolved in the first act, in the first patch. And the idea that, Blizz keep doing this, the idea that the whole setup of the expansion is actually rectified in the first patch.
Okay.
And then we move on to other things. And it's like,
that's just...
I don't think that's really happened in other expansions. But one of the reasons Midnight is so good to me, and just to make it very clear, whatever complaints I have about Midnight, and I got a lot because I'm that kind of guy, like, I think Midnight is the best expansion since Legion, easily. I think like Midnight is peak WoW. I think gameplay wise, the game has never been better. Well, I mean, on paper, I don't like what they've done to the classes. On paper, I don't like what they've done with the difficulty levels of Mythic Plus. On paper, I will argue that those are criticisms. In reality, I'm having an absolute ball. I love it. Like, I think it's fantastic. I think the vibes are immaculate. And one of the things I found so satisfying about it is that I feel for the first time ever in the first patch of a WoW expansion, I feel like we've actually achieved something. I feel like there is an ongoing story, but that's not all of the story. Like, at this point of expansion, usually what happens is you've done something, but it's like, okay, but it's all still going on. But we have actually really achieved something that's gone through numerous different phases. Like, we were called to the Sunwell. We defended the Sunwell. The big hole in the sky turned to a hole in the sky with a light barrier stopping it. You know, so that was a major part of the story. And then we were trying to work out how to get up there and stop it. And then we did get up there and stop it, but we fucked up, and it turned into a big void ray going down into the Sunwell. And that was there for a little bit. And then we defended. We successfully like fought against that. And now we've actually solved the problem of the hole in the sky. And okay, we haven't really solved it because Xal'atath did everything she wanted to, and she's on her way to the world soul. But I do feel like we've actually had an impact, and I do feel like we've actually done something. And I feel like
the world has changed, right?
Exactly, the world has changed, and now for the first time, Silvermoon is like, it looks like an actual city, and it's like as it's supposed to be, and I find that so satisfying. Like from a character like agency point of view, and a kind of like, I feel like the stuff we've done, and I love the way the raids were rolled out. I think that was such a keeper. I genuinely feel like we've genuinely achieved something, and we've genuinely done something. Like, and I think that's great. I think that's brilliant. I don't think any other expansion's ever done that to such a satisfying degree. And like, yes, the story is still going on. And okay, maybe you guys don't like it, but
that's okay.
I do. I think it's great. I think it feels really, really good.
I've really enjoyed Midnight.
And Midnight's a fucking banger. And you're allowed to not like an expansion. Holy shit! You're allowed to not like any kind of work of art that you like for any reason that you like. Any reason you dislike a work of art is not incorrect. Like, the reason I couldn't really get on with Guild Wars 2 was because I literally don't like the paintbrush kind of markings behind the titles, the menu titles. That's literally it. No fault on the gameplay, no fault on anything else, but I couldn't connect with that game because I didn't like the paintbrush stroke, and there's no add-ons in that game, so you can't change it. And like, that's a perfectly reasonable reason to not like a game. You're allowed to not like WoW if you don't like the font that the title is written in. Honestly,
that's what LVUI is for.
You do not need to have a good reason to dislike a work of art. It's completely subjective. Absolutely subjective. So you're never wrong if you just don't like something, okay? For whatever reason. You never need to... And in fact, I think one of the main problems with internet discourse is everyone's forgotten that. And everyone thinks that if they don't like something, or if they do like something, they have to have an objectively good reason to dislike it or to like it. So, you know, like, if they dislike something, they find the reasons why they're objectively right to dislike it, or they're objectively right to like it. But unfortunately, that means if someone disagrees with you, they must be objectively wrong because you're objectively right. You know, no one is just like, I just don't like it because I don't like it anymore. It's like they have to be, I'm right to dislike it, therefore you must be wrong to like it. And that is like literally the problem with the internet at the moment, is that and it makes us assume that anyone who's got a different opinion from us, well, they're not stupid, this person, so the only reason they could possibly be objectively wrong because they disagree with me is because they're getting paid by someone, or as if they're shilling for something, right? And it's like, no, sometimes people just have different fucking, like, you know, opinions. The only reason Tally could possibly disagree with me on the jailer is because he's a bad father. You know, like, that's the only reason. He must be a bad person and therefore a bad father because he disagrees with me on the jailer, right? Like, it's not vague. I'm explaining it like very specifically. So that's like literally the problem with the internet right now, and literally the problem with fandoms, and literally the problem with the whole discourse around pretty much anything, is like, no one's just allowed to not like something just because they don't like it anymore.
But that's always existed. That's
I
just
guess
been
so. Maybe
amplified by the way social media
amplifies
works.
That, right?
Like the way that things that should probably just stay in your head becomes normalized just to vocalize them. And anyway, everyone just wants to be a part of the conversation. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, everyone just wants to feel like a part of it.
Yeah, I get that. But you know, and that's the other thing, like the idea that and this only happens when I have an opinion that people disagree with, by the way. If they agree with me, there's no problem.
Who are people?
Obviously, like people that like interact with us on our socials and in our comments, and like this my job, right? Which is but you know, I don't go replying to other people's tweets when I disagree with them about this stuff. No, I don't. I put my opinion on my Twitter. I put my opinion in my podcast. I don't go hunting out people that I disagree with to tell them. So when people are disagreeing with me, it's in the comments of my own work.
Yeah.
It's in the comments of my own socials, right?
Yeah, but
but what I'm saying is, it's not like I'm trying to ram my views down people's throats. I'm not going out there arguing this stuff. I'm giving my opinion on my own platform.
Yeah, sure.
Which is like what it's for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But you can expect people to come and debate you, bro.
Yeah, of course, man.
That's just how it works.
Yeah, totally. But also, like, I don't know, why do we assume like a kind of dishonesty in anyone that disagrees with us?
I mean, I think that's like a bigger question. I think a lot of people assume. I think the problem with how people are reacting to these WoW stories is because like they just don't have a lot of faith in the story yet. They don't have a lot of faith in it being okay and good, kind of since Shadowlands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't blame people for being like hesitant, right, to believe that it's gonna be good. I'm just an optimist, so I'm like, yeah, they're gonna come back to this. They're gonna address this again. This isn't gonna be a neat little bow.
Yeah.
Umbric and Ramath, the symbols
Yeah.
of blood elves and void elves, they're gonna have a falling out, or one of them's gonna die. This is the thing. People are gonna die. People are gonna die in midnight.
Well, that's what they say.
That's what we've been told. We've been told.
I know, man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just, yeah. Anyway, I can understand people are allowed to think it sucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, and if I thought the story of, I was uninterested in the story of WoW for so long because I thought it was lame as shit. Because
fair.
I came to it and I was like, oh wow, every time they want to show that someone's bad, they do some essay, and like, you know, the pantheon, like they've literally just taken the Greek gods and changed one letter in their names, and
It's so
they've
goofy.
just taken them and they've just done, they've literally
Xal'atath
just taken the Norse
stolen
goals
from what's his face.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
like before that, and so like, yeah, if you want to be high-minded about it, you're always going to hate it.
Oh my god, absolutely.
And to the extent where I think it kind of, you're doing yourself a disservice to try and be too high-minded about, because you're not appreciating the genre of the thing that you're trying to enjoy.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand or appreciate the genre of the thing you're trying to enjoy, you're never going to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
And I this is why I don't quite understand or don't agree with criticisms that like WoW has been infantilized, and it's so much less mature than it used to be, is because it's like, for me, the old style of WoW storytelling, which was Harrison Jones, ho ho ho, and like, we want to show that this dragon is bad, so he essayed someone, right?
Yeah.
Like, for me, that is way less mature than where the story is now.
It's the boss in Pit of Sauron who is like talking about shitting his pants.
And I was just like, I did Pit of Sauron, I was like, WoW was so much more mature back in the day, right? He's literally like, I hope I changed my underwear, I'm gonna shut my pants. It's like, it was it's way more mature now than it used to be. Like, Jesus Christ. I forgot. Yeah, exactly. It's like, and so like, the reason I didn't get into the story of WoW earlier was because, it used to be way less mature than it is now.
Delivery
like,
of voice lines used to be like this, I'm a bad guy.
And it was,
right,
exactly.
Yeah.
But like, and so it's like, maybe the writing seemed more mature to you because you were 12, okay? But like, I wasn't 12. So I was always like, this is the dumbest fucking shit, right? So like, for me, the storytelling in WoW is more mature in the way the story is like told now. But so, and people talk about there needs to be more conflict between the factions. It's like, I don't think there needs to be more conflict between the factions, but I absolutely agree that I think there should be more emphasis on the factions. Like, when I'm playing an alliance character, I want to feel like I'm an alliance character. I want the alliance to be front and center. When I'm playing a horde character, I want it to be all about the horde. I want to feel some sense of pride in that
BFA
shit.
was really cool in that sense.
Totally.
BFA was awesome in that sense, and raids, like them telling different stories, like that rocked.
Yeah, and like, you don't need like to go on like pillaging campaigns against the other faction to do that. Like, in the same way that they could do a priest order hall campaign and make you feel like awesome about being a priest without having to go like you didn't have to be at war with any of the other order hall campaigns, and likewise with the factions, like you don't have to be murdering alliance to feel great about being a horde, but there does need to be more emphasis on what's cool about the horde and what's awesome about the horde, and have those horde characters in there being cool and like making you feel like I fucking love being in the horde,
right?
It's awesome, and that's what the game is missing. Not faction conflict, faction pride, faction enjoyment, faction like faction immersion, basically.
I need to wee, and we have 10 minutes, so we need to start doing super chats. I'll be right back.
I thought we had a bit more time today.
No,
the kids are away.
no.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm not going to start super chats without you. You okay?
Yeah, I just knocked over some water.
Oh, what a surprise! Every time I go over there, I knock over your water. So yeah, when will Port Orgrimmar get an upgrade? That would involve any acknowledgement that the Horde exists at all, I'm afraid. Yeah, so like I say, that's just my opinion about the last chapter of this campaign. Is that I was fine with it. Did I love it? No. Do I think it's high art? No. Do I think it can I buy it from a storytelling point of view? Personally, I absolutely can, yeah. Because I don't think it's telling the story of the unification of the elves. If it were, I would agree with the criticism that the reunification wasn't done very well. Absolutely I would. But I just don't think that's the story being told. Maybe you do. And in that case, your criticisms are perfectly valid. Of course they are. Always. Right. Let's get on those super chats while we're waiting for Evie to have her poo. Do you hope the old gods make a return this X pack? I think they will. I know that doesn't answer your question, but I think they will. Okay. Super chat time. Right. Thank you to I Sell Cabbages. Always an absolute stalwart. Absolute stalwart of our chat. Thank you very much. Hey, Teeny, can't stay. Taking care of a sick fiance. Oh, man, I'm sorry. But I hope you have a great stream. I look forward to watching it later. P.S. I love the Dawnwell. I hope you both do too. What I love about the Dawnwell is that, you could have easily missed all of the dialogue afterwards and all the stay a while and listens and all like the little character stuff if you had just walked into the Dawnwell, because it makes you fall asleep. And you do not wake up at the crack of Dawnwell. You get teleported out. And if you go back to Xal'atath, then all the people that are there are completely disappeared. So you've missed it. If you went into the Dawnwell and fell asleep and got teleported out, you missed all of the dialogue. You missed all of the stay a while and listens. Fuck you. The Dawnwell already said fuck you. You don't get to enjoy this story now. So, because I walked into the middle of it and the screen started going all yellow, and I was like, I'm just going to get the fuck out of here just in case. So I did. I walked out and I enjoyed the story. And then I walked into it to see what happened. Yeah. Because I was hoping to get an achievement for it. And of course, when you walk into the middle of the Dawnwell and you fall asleep, that is very reminiscent of what happens when you fly up to the World Soul Cradle in Harrendar as well. Basically, the same thing happens. You kind of fall asleep and wake up somewhere. So does that suggest that there is some kind of connection with the world soul? Is there like a strong world soul power in the Dawnwell now, like there is in the cradle, the world soul cradle? Because some of the dialogue that comes out of that is when they're talking with Liadrin about it afterwards, which I love, by the way. And it's basically now confirmed that it was the world soul that brought people through the Dawnwell, and it was the world soul through the light that brought people to defend Quel'Thalas. Brought us to defend Quel'Thalas.
Yeah. I liked that chat with her.
Which I think was made quite obvious by their music choices.
Yeah.
Like
she was like, it was like a song. And I was like, the Radiant song? Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one. The one that's like main part. But the fact that you can watch our cinematic analysis for this, is that the world soul theme plays in the very first cinematic when the armies arrive through the Sunwell, like just rolling back the names there, getting back to an old name, like when you kind of like change your OS, like roll it back. But so like I think that was always on the cards, but interesting to have it so explicitly kind of confirmed now that for whatever reason it was the World Soul that did that.
Yes.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Keen-eyed observers notice that I do still have the tag on my dress. It's because I just tried it on before the podcast started, and that was like, I think I'll keep it. That's it. That's
You
why.
did tear off one tag, though.
I did tear off one tag.
Symbolically.
Just not, I was like, I'm keeping this, but just not the one on the back.
Yeah.
Right, we need to do some super chats very
Is
quickly.
Xal'atath just a Cthulhu tentacle? Xal'atath name originates as a backward spelling of Cthulhu. Oh, yeah. Thus creating a vague link between the two. Oh, gods pretending to be a liar isn't a huge stretch. So, according to the lore, according to Chronicle, there is an old god, like general, a Black Empire general, but like a super general, right?
A super general.
Like Kithix, who is underneath
Okay, yeah.
Atala Man. Which could clearly have some connection to events that are going to happen in 12.1. We think that he was originally supposed to be the old god general who appears in Zandalar in BFA. He was that guy, that old god general. I forget what he's called in BFA now. He was originally called Kithix in the files. So they were gonna retcon Chronicle and put Kithix in BFA, but they decided not to. In fact, where all of that shit goes down in BFA is literally called the Isle of Fangs.
Mithrax in
Yeah.
BFA.
Oh, he's Mithrax in. You're right. He is Mithrax in BFA. So like but he was called Kithix in the original files. He is reborn in the Isle of Fangs, like where Kithix is, right? Well, I mean, like what Xal'atath is called as well now. So like lots of, I think they were going to do this story in BFA and decided against it, and they were like, yeah, so they're doing it properly now. So maybe Kithix will feature in like the whole Xal'atath stuff, maybe not. But if they do decide to go that route, then yes, there's absolutely an old god connection there and a Black Empire connection there. And I think a lot of people are kind of speculating that N'Zoth still has a major role to play, particularly with like Alleria and stuff like that. Like Alleria might well turn out to be an attempted avatar for N'Zoth to come back or something. I can totally believe that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for that one, Moxon. And another one, Loa, not liar. Autocorrect just got you an extra $2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, old god's pretending to be a Loa isn't a huge
Loa,
twist.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good shout. Yeah, no, I could see it happening, and I'd love to see them connect it to Gundrak as well. Like I'd love if there was some big snake boss, and like it is that snake boss who stretches all the way under the sea to Northrend and is in Gundrak. That would be like especially with the next expansion happening in Northrend, you could absolutely like link it to that. I just think it'd be fun, a really dumb fan servicey thing to do, but they could absolutely do it.
Yeah.
I'm for it. Sometimes fan service is good, actually.
Just a little bit here and there. Just sprinkle it in there. Next one is from Buddy. Thank you, Buddy. Cheers, friends. The weekly crest cap can bite me. That's all. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like, what the thing is, like, so many people are on top of their crest cap this early in the season. Like, for me, the idea of hitting my mythic crest cap in week 2 or week 1, I hit my mythic crest cap, you
God,
know?
yeah.
I was like unheard of because I wasn't
yeah.
getting mythic crests in week 1. But because of the difficulty curve this season, yeah, a lot more people are realizing the unjoy of the crest cap. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, Midnight Rules, the most I've enjoyed WoW in 22 years.
Completely agree. And like,
it is an enjoyable state right now.
we
right?
will always critique, and the community will always critique, and they're
Always.
right to. You should point out when you don't like
please.
things and when things are bad and what have you. But it's quite easy to lose sight of the fact, and this is why I always try and push it home after I do some criticism, is that, yeah, I think Midnight is so good. Like, it's just hit everything I needed to, like, as like the shape of an expansion so far. And you're allowed to disagree, but for me, it's just, oh man, it's so good.
I think I've had a really good experience so far. Next one is from Omadon. Lovely to see you, Omadon. Outward can't stay, but my apparently unpopular opinion, is all of Midnight Story rocks. Long live the Friendwell, Zujara for Warshi. Yes. Well, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time.
Yeah. And like, the conversation between Romath and Umbric absolutely kind of strengthens the belief that I've had since the beginning of the expansion that the last patch will be the core way, will be like, look,
Going in there.
yeah, exactly. Like, I think the cinematic at the end of the Lura fight didn't make it clear enough that things were going down, and that the Void Ray was being used to like send troops down, basically, because that's what it is. And so you see people going, oh, why did Xal'atath just run away from Sylvanas? Like, that's such a bad... She wasn't running away. She was just carrying on with her plan.
Yeah, she's like,
it's like, if my plan is to walk over here and Sylvanas arrives, I'm like, oh, I'm not running away if I carry on walking over there.
She's like, I will deal with you later.
I'm like, oh, Sylvanas, I did not account for you. Anyway, I was just walking over here, so that's what I'm going to carry on doing. That's what Xal'atath does. She's like, oh, I was just going... Oh, it's a shame you turned up right now when I'm already... I was just going down here, so I'm just going to carry on going down here. Is that okay? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
She's not running away. She's just doing the plan. And no one stops her. And so, like, yeah, so there's that thing of, like, I am even more convinced now that the final patch of this expansion will be the core way, will be the world soul. And, like, it has now been explained to us why, when we get there, Xal'atath and all of her troops are there, and they'll have built little bases and little buildings and stuff, and you know, and like they will be very well established there.
Yeah,
because
there's lots of
they've
them.
all been sent down there now. There's a whole patch where we're going to be dicking around with troll stuff,
of course,
and then we're going to go down to the core way, and it'll be like, oh wow, they're really established here, and they'll be banging away at the core way, like, we're almost there. We just need another 3 weeks to get through this, and then the world soul will be ours. It's like, I hope the raid group doesn't get here just as we're about to get there. You know, like, you know how it goes, man. Yeah, totally.
Next one is from Chronocross. Thank you, Chronocross. So I interviewed Paul and Maria, and they told me the Night Elves wouldn't have been a part of this. Interesting that they actually were, though. When everything implied it'll be all the Horde High Elven races involved.
Interesting. I haven't seen that interview. I'm so sorry. I'll have to go and have a look at it. But I mean, yeah, like I say, I think it's okay for plans to change, but presumably that interview was relatively recent. Like, so
would love to hear more about it.
And they might have just been lying to not spoil the story. That happens too. Oh God. Well, I mean, like sometimes. Do you remember that thing? What was it? That thing that we asked Maria, and she literally just went, "I can't answer that."
Was that a Gamescom?
Yeah. We asked a question and the interview just stopped dead, like, and she was just like, I can't answer that.
Like, I'm not going to answer.
Which does kind of answer it.
Exactly. Next one is from Muxin. Thank you, Muxin. Still think they should have fixed Stratholme and add a high elf quarter and a dock for Alliance main city for the X-Pact.
I still think they'll do something.
Alliance embassy in Silvermoon City is weird.
I still think they'll do something in Stratholme. There's another one boss raid to come.
Weren't we told that there'll be something in Stratholme? Like,
no suggestion there'll be anything in Stratholme.
Oh, that's just been speculation.
I've completely made it up in my head.
Yeah.
But I still think there will be. It just seems like the time to do it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And also the Scourge are being set up again, like as a threat. So that thing in the Arator quest line where you go to Light's Hope and they're like, hey, the Scourge is still a thing, right?
Still around.
You know, just remember that when you go to Northrend next expansion. So I could see it being a mega dungeon or a raid or something, or whether or not they'll then be like, oh, it's now fixed. I don't know if that'll happen, but yeah.
Next one is from Norumu. Thank you. And then another one from Norumu. I thought of a question. Love your perspectives on this game. What do you think the hardest thing to learn when getting into endgame M+/rating is?
Oh, that's a question for you.
I'm not in endgame.
But you are going through this process right now. You are getting into like Mythic Plus for the first time.
Yeah, like kind of properly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, you know, on the base level, you just need to learn the strats. Like you just need to read about them first, and they're gonna go like this. And, you know, they will not absorb. It's literally just getting into it and playing it. Like seeing them. I'm a experiential learner. So like actually seeing the mechanics happen, you know, maybe I die to one. That's how I learn.
Yeah,
I think that's how a lot of people learn, which is frustrating for the other people.
This is why I think like the difficulty curve can be like a low-key bad thing in some ways, is because usually what you do is you go into low-level dungeons to do that. You go into low-level dungeons to, like, if you were new to Mythic Plus, learn Mythic Plus. But the problem is you're not necessarily getting killed by those mechanics in low-level dungeons anymore. It's just not actually teaching you. And actually that learning doesn't happen until like 7s and 8s, where you'd usually expect people to understand the mechanics and be like doing them right.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're getting a lot more learning at those levels now, because you're not really learning anything from being
Up
lower
until
dungeons.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So I think that's a potential knock-on effect.
Yeah, I think I think it can be really tricky. And there's kind of like it's you do a dance, right? You're kind of you're doing your rotation, you're making sure it's good, you're staying out of puddles, you're doing interrupts, you're moving around, you're doing mechanics. Like there will be like a kind of feel like there's well, not always, because sometimes it falls apart, but there's often like just like a sweet spot where people's like DPS kind of starts to like normalize, and like things just kind of start to like flow, and the group gets who's doing what. You know, if it's a good group, it happens. So I think the hardest part is, for me personally, like having the guts just to put myself out there and fail sometimes.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
It's hugely intimidating.
People will yell at you.
Yeah. Try doing it as a healer, man.
Yeah.
Like it is,
People will
and
yell
that
at
is the
you,
thing.
and that sucks.
You've got to be prepared to fail, and you've got to be okay with it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You've got to be prepared, like if you're a DPS, going in there and like feeling like your DPS is fucking shit and everyone else is amazing.
You're like,
everyone's going to stomp on you.
Yeah.
And like, but it's just learning the dungeons. It's learning like the whole kind of gameplay style. And yeah, it's like so much of WoW. It's a knowledge game and it's a practice game. And yeah, it's just practice. So even though our human reaction is to feel very disheartened by that, and unfortunately other players are involved, so some of them might be nasty about it, but who cares? Like, you just gotta, if it's something you want to do, you just gotta push through it. And that's why learning with friends is always such a good thing. But sometimes learning with friends, it can be a bit too forgiving, so it doesn't actually make you kind of step up and stuff, and like
Exactly.
just feel no shame about failing, basically.
Absolutely, and enjoy it. Another one from Amadon, thank you. Much as I love the story, we're kind of owed some kind of logistical reflection of the latest story, right? Some kind of logical reflection of the latest story, right? Bare minimum, a change for Void Elf players in Silvermoon, right? Like,
Yeah.
and like some kind of recognition from NPCs.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I personally don't think there was enough like pushback from NPCs towards your character. Like it took me like 2 weeks to realize that guards were scowling at me because of the void energy that I surround myself with.
Yeah.
I like them to have been a bit more kind of proactive with the whole "hey, you suck"
Like
kind of thing.
maybe sometimes they're just hostile towards you.
Yeah,
right? Like,
sometimes just randomly they'd
Yeah.
start a fight. Actually, that would have been really cool.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
just some pushes, like someone goes over the edge and doesn't
Yeah.
tolerate you anymore,
I think
right?
that'd have been pretty nice, actually.
Yeah, it could be
like, yeah,
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
And again, like when you go into the Armani stuff and Zuljara's like, stick with me because an elf in these parts is an elf with a dagger in her back. It'd be nice if that actually happened. It's when you wandered off from her to go and check out the decor vendor, maybe someone could attack you or something. And it's like, I feel like they could have leaned a bit more into that. Yeah.
Next one is from Jolinar's house. Thank you. Sylvanas acted as the Forsaken, so I, as a Belf, don't consider her my leader. This is how I justify Nelfs joining to save Silvermoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, totally. But I also think the Nelfs did have a genuine like interest in the Sunwell. And they
like,
wanted something
that
from
shit.
it. Yeah, totally. And they succeeded. They got what I think out of everyone, the Nelves have like justified their arc more than, as much as anyone else. I think like, they were like, Chandris is like, I got something I want to achieve here. And all she had to do was lend a few troops. They didn't even really do much. They just helped take a bridge and they got what they wanted.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome, really.
Yeah.
But she's played an absolute fucking blinder there, to be honest. She's smart.
She's clever. Next one's from Lakabaka. Thank you for the super chat. Love to see it. And another one up next from Vomax. Thank you, Vomax. A contrast. The lack of elf reunification is the Zulaman storyline. You spend the whole zone reunifying the Amani tribes, but elves don't get this. Yeah, exactly. And I think because we had just gone through that, and that was so fresh in our minds, and it felt really good.
Yeah.
I loved Zulaman. I thought it was really cool. I love that. And again, that's like a questing campaign zone on rails story, like, and versus this kind of more fragmented multi-week vaguely getting everyone together thing, and I think having that contrast fresh in your mind.
Am I allowed to be an asshole for a second?
No.
Okay. So I think the Amani storyline is too rushed.
The Amani one is too rushed.
Because that actually is a
That's not being an
reunification.
asshole.
That actually is a reunification of the tribes there.
Yeah.
And I think it was too rushed. See, I can think it's too rushed when I do think it's a reunification, right? I felt like Zul'Jara was too willing to do lower shit straight away. And I felt like the tribes were too willing to be reunified without much else going on. Like and like the way Zul'Jara was talking like oh, this one is testing my brain instead of my muscle and stuff. And it's like there were elements that I liked about it. I liked that she kind of became more bloodthirsty as the trials went on, and I liked that about it. But she started from a quite bloodthirsty place. So, but when I did that quest line, I don't mind it. I'm still okay with it. I enjoy the zone and the characters so much that I don't really mind. But yeah, I actually think that was too rushed. And I don't think the elf one was too rushed because they're not doing the same thing. Like that is the reunification of a whole bunch of disparate tribes. So I think, yeah, I think it needed a bit more. That's all. So yeah. See, I can think that.
It is possible.
But I love that zone so much. I actually just don't care when it comes down to it.
Next one is from Corbin Govers. Reunification of the elves, because the normalization of diplomatic relations of the elves doesn't have the right ring to it. LOL. Yeah, exactly. It's like
yeah, but the compact of the elves, I think, is what what it is.
Yeah.
And look, that's the thing, right? And I think like understandably, and I want to stress that understandably, people are approaching it as if it's the reunification of the elves because that's what it was called by Metzen. That's what we've been referring to it as. That's what it's been called.
Yeah.
But that is the wrong prism to be looking at it because that's just not what it is. Yeah. And like, yeah, if that's what it was, it would suck. But it's not.
Next one is from Vomax. Again, thank you. Perhaps the reunification story isn't done. The next patch is a troll zone raid. Perhaps the Amani unifying in Zulaman will help the elves reunify. Trolls and elves share ancestors after all. Right?
Yeah, now we're pushing it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Could be a source of inspiration for them. Next one is from JJ Smithy. Thank you. Things got a little heated here, and I cannot give you a consensual hug. So here's $10 instead. May these virtual dollars bring you the same warmth as a human embrace.
Guys, I just want to make something clear. I think there's like a common thing on the internet where like that's why the whole chill bro thing really annoys me. It's like this is just how I talk. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude.
You just get excited about things.
I'm Welsh and I'm Italian, okay? And we're just a very passionate people, all right? Like when we believe, and I come from a theatrical family as well, right? And like it has been the case with everyone who has become my friend, and I count you guys as friends. It has become the case with everyone who's become my friend or my partner, that when they come to visit me in my house with my family, we shout at each other and we get passionate about things. And like, you know, we shout and we scream and we make ourselves heard and we make our thoughts known and we call each other cunts sometimes. But it really is just like, that's just how we talk to each other. And like, I would rather that than like have like any kind of simmering resentment or anything like that. If we have a disagreement, we get it out and we shout at each other and it's done and we're fine, and that's really great. We hold no grudges and we hold no resentment, and like that can be quite shocking to people who aren't used to it. I understand.
Yeah. I'm much more of a simmering resentment kind of person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I dislike that, you know.
Well, I just like the getting it all out sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
and I think that's fine. But it's okay to dislike it in practice, but also it's good to understand where it comes from, right?
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
understand that if I am talking about something passionately, it's because I'm passionate about it, right? And it's because like it doesn't mean that I'm disregarding other people or their opinions or something. It's just like I'm used to having to shout to make myself heard in a very loud family who do the same thing. And I think, you know, people who come from the same sorts of families and cultures that I do can probably understand that. And some people it's very shocking and they don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're allowed to think I'm an asshole for that. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that I hate you or I dislike you or I think you're a bad person. It's just like, it's just the way I talk. Look how much I use my fucking hands when I talk, man.
I know.
Like, that's why I can't talk on Discord when I'm playing. It's because my hands are busy. I literally cannot express myself without like wiping the raid by lifting my hands up like this, okay?
Yeah. Yep. Next one is from Kyle Fernandez. Lovely to see you. Hi guys, loving to hear you guys' takes on this. Oh, thank you. This has been fun getting these out because I was playing this last night and I was like, I'm having thoughts, but let's save them for tomorrow for the podcast.
I was quite surprised by some of your thoughts, actually.
I
thought
really
you
enjoyed
dislike
it.
it a lot more.
I really enjoyed it. That's just my approach.
You're
when
allowed.
I'm not happy with WoW or when I'm not like satisfied by WoW, I literally just pick up like a fucking book that is good and I read it. No, genuinely.
Yeah,
like,
no,
and I
seriously.
don't mean that as like to be disparaging or whatever, but that's just my like, if something is happening in like a form of media and I'm not like 100% on board, I'm like, I'm literally gonna peace out and do something else. But that's not to say I didn't hate this, because I did enjoy it actually. The friend well. I liked it. Okay. Next one is from Ferric Brightwood. Do you think the data mined Gilnean trading post items are a sign we might get some Gilneas Forsaken stuff at midnight? Shout out to the Kingdom of Gilneas Guild, who would love the answer to BS.
No.
Really?
I can I be honest? No. I hope so.
Yeah.
I love Gilneans, like, and Forsaken, literally my favorite fucking race in the game. So when people are like, it shouldn't have been the Night Elves there, it should have been the Forsaken, I'm like, well, yes, I agree that the Forsaken should literally be everywhere all the time. And when the Forsaken are on the screen, people should be saying, where are the fucking Forsaken right now? I completely agree with that. Like, they should just be everywhere. And you know what? I had to, like, I was doing my NA house building the other day, and I needed some Gilnean walls. And I was like, I don't play my NA account, like, you know, since... early WOD. So I've got a lack of like resources on my NA account. I was a bit worried. And I suddenly remembered I had a Gilnean character, which I literally started in 2013.
Oh my God.
And he's level 20.
Wow.
And I remember sitting in Hazel Court playing him.
Wow.
Like, he's the first character they called Ethelred. I was like, motherfucker, I bet he's honoured with the
There you go.
Gilneans. I bet he could fly up to Darnassus and buy
There
some
you
Gilnean
go,
walls.
there you
So I got on my
go.
flying mount and I was flying up to Gilneas, because you're stupid if you take a flight path these days. Up to Dalaran, sorry. I didn't even have to change the phase because it was so old. It was already there.
Yeah.
And as he was flying up, he just kept going with his claws, because that's what Gilneans do when
Yeah.
you're riding a horse. And he was just going like, and it was so fucking cool. I was like, damn, they're hot. Gilneans are so hot. But so anyway, I'm a Gilnean enjoyer now. Reborn.
Good.
Gilnean reborn enjoyer. But I don't think we'll
maybe
be
not.
getting much.
Maybe not,
No,
yeah.
sorry.
Alas.
I hope I'm wrong.
Sorry.
Happy to be wrong.
Next one is from Revan. Hey guys, do you think it could be viable for the expansion after The Last Titan to take a more vanilla approach to the story, i.e. more emphasis on zone stories and no overarching storyline? I don't think they're ever going to drop the overarching storyline. I think that's just how expansions are packaged and sold now.
Yeah.
But there was an interview with Holly in the Discord, in like the what do we call it? The ambassadors Discord.
Oh yeah.
Recently, where apparently she mentioned that there might be, you know, there is not necessarily a plan to have everything be in a trilogy
Yeah.
after The Last Titan.
Interesting.
Which I heard and I went, no.
I like the trilogy.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I like it a
I
lot.
like it. I've
I really
grown
like
to
it.
like it. I didn't like it at first. I was nervous about it at first, but I like it now.
Maybe a standalone expansion that everyone says that they'd want, but actually in reality they'd hate before another trilogy.
Yeah. They're like, you said you want this.
and they'd be, where are the stakes?
Yeah.
It's literally every time there's time for a new expansion announcement for like about 15 years, people are like, we just want a chill expansion without like universe destroying stakes,
Yeah.
where we just explore and have a nice time. And then Dragonfly happened, everyone was like, what the fuck is this? You just
Yeah.
telling us to explore and have a nice time?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like, yeah. How dare you? Next one is from Rico the Orc. Hey friends, cheers and love. Hi Rico. This is your backwards friendly super chat reminder. And day 400 of You Know What. Oh my God. Bless your soul. You keep it going, Rico.
I've got enough eyebrows for all the orcs, don't worry.
Yeah. What's new in IRL shenanigans? Well,
Glad you asked.
glad you asked. We just bought a nifty little camera, which I'm really excited to start using. It's an Osmo Pocket.
That's so
And
cool.
it's
I know
it
there's
has a
there's
little
Osmo
gimbal.
Pocket 4 coming out next month, but fuck it.
We got the 3.
We've got places to go.
We got places to go because we're like, and it was kind of prompted by the fact that we're going to be traveling this month to California, which is very exciting. But it's not for what you think it's for.
No.
I guess we can share it. Guess
We
what?
must be able to share it, right?
We are going to California this month. We're going to Anaheim, of all places. We are going to the Anaheim Convention Center. We're going to Final Fantasy Fan Fest. Y'all, we're going to Final Fantasy Fan Fest, which a lot of people in this chat will be like, huh?
Because a lot of people in this chat won't know or will have forgotten that we really like Final Fantasy.
A lot of people will not know this because it was years ago. And I was thinking, I was like, wait, there was a time when I was like literally streaming like Heaven's Word like every day in between the birth of my 2 children. But all those streams are gone. They don't exist anymore. There's no record of them. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit.
and I'm thrilled about the idea of going to FanFest, don't get me wrong, but I really don't want to go.
Oh, traveling is
I do not want
now.
to travel right now.
Yeah.
I do not want to travel to America right now.
Yeah.
I do not want to leave my kids right now.
Yeah.
Like, honestly,
I feel you.
I'm
I feel
dreading
you.
it. It's like a huge cloud over my entire month. It's kind of like resulting in a slight amount of paralysis for me, kind of like work-wise and stuff. I actually... If I could, I would do anything to get out of it, if I'm completely honest.
That's ridiculous.
Once I'm
thing to
there,
say.
I'll really enjoy it. I'm sure. And I think we're going to meet up with some Blizzard friends and stuff when we're there as well. And,
We're going to be in the area.
and meet up with some
Blizzard
old school friends who are also Final Fantasy 14 friends and stuff like that. But right now I just don't, I if I could get out of it, I would. But I'm also very, very thankful because they're taking us there. We're not paying to go.
Our friends at Square Enix are taking us out to our baby's first Fan Fest. Because we went last year to the Distant Worlds concert in London, and it was so good.
They look after us, the Final Fantasy 14 guys, the Square Enix guys.
So
they
good.
really do.
They're so brilliant. And so we're heading out in that direction. So I was like, well, gotta get myself a little dress. And I gotta get myself a little camera that I can just like throw in my bag.
Totally agreed. So we got interviews and shit like that. Yeah, totally.
So we'll keep you posted on that. Other IRL stuff where I'm hopefully getting an allotment. I just bought a book about, it's called Veg in One Bed, which sounds a bit sexy, but it's just about growing vegetables. We're gonna do a patron video catch up and Q&A next week to like keep everyone in the loop and stuff. So on all the fun things that are happening, and then of course it's May next month, and of course this month is like our 10-year channel anniversary, so we'll need to like throw a little,
which we'll be missing by being in FanFest, which I'm nothing but happy about.
Date, but that's doesn't matter because we can just set a date, and we're still gonna have a nice time. I'm gonna set up channel memberships on here so you guys can have emotes and badges. Oh, it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. But thank you, Rico, for the for the IRL question.
The allotment I'm very excited about.
Oh, so excited.
The allotment is like in this beautiful kind of like allotment field, which is like literally on the hill where the castle is in our village, which is just incredible. It's like it must be the most beautiful allotment in the country. Sorry, why uncomfy around travel aside from the obvious war in the Middle East? I think you have answered your question. I think it's like, I think the US is very purposely hostile towards foreigners right now. And that's a literal policy. There are ICE agents in Californian airports like doing shit they shouldn't be doing. And I feel incredibly unsafe. Coming to your country, even though it's my country as well. I feel very unsafe about it. And also, you're a country that is at war right now, and who knows what that could mean for being in a major tourist hub and travel center. And it's just, I personally think it's very fucking stupid that we're going to FanFest, but that's just me. Well, I can't help it. I do. Sorry. I absolutely fucking hate that we're going.
Okay.
But we're going, and I hope to see you there.
I will send them that feedback. On that note, next one is from Moxon. It's not the reunification of the elves because they need the Nagas to show up. Yes.
Agreed. 1,000,000%. Where's my fucking Naga? Come on, dudes.
Still
where they at?
Even it's gross and scaly now. Thank you. Thank you for the Naga representation. I love it. And another one from Kaio. By the way, I didn't forget Blizz, give us some unplayable. Yes, please, Blizz, give us some unplayable body types.
Oh my god, yeah, like you
Yeah.
said, like you implied that would happen.
Yeah.
Like when you say we're gonna give you our Marnie customizations, that's what we think you mean. We
Not
think you
just-
mean the body,
Not
man.
just the skin, like the actual. Yeah, we gotta have one,
totally.
yeah. And then finally, the Zelda Symphony. Still waiting on Drakthir Paladins. I performed at Carnegie Hall last week. That's amazing. Please shout me out to Blizzard for a choir spot in the WoW 20th concert.
Yeah, man.
Oh, heck yeah. That's amazing. Congrats to the Zelda Symphony. That is like actually incredible. Dang. I performed at Carnegie Hall once with my high school.
Was that your naked
No, that never happened. But it was a very normal concert with my high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that is the end of the super chats. We got to the end of them.
Guys, thank you.
2.5 hours.
Thank you, everyone that did a super chat. It's been a very long podcast today, hasn't it? I'm sorry.
It's been a very long
I
podcast.
apologize for my part in that.
Yeah.
Thank you for everyone who joined us today. Thank you for everyone who joined in the chat, even if I disagreed with you. I'm very glad that you were here.
Yeah.
And like I say, please don't take it personally. Like people who have followed our content for a long time, don't take it personally. I'm sorry if I upset anyone. Evertel included.
I'm good.
Yeah, but thank you to everyone who joined us for the live recording. Thank you for everyone who is watching the VOD on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who is listening on their preferred podcast listening platforms. When I woke up this morning and Evie was like, "Are we doing a podcast today?" And I was like, "You betcha." And she was like, "Oh, good. It's going to be a spicy one."
I was like, yeah, I'm ready. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate you all tuning in today.
It has been terrific. I'm gonna try and I am working on this cinematic analysis because it's so much more than a cinematic analysis, right?
Oh, so much more.
It's
now.
got so much going on in it, so it is taking a bit of work. I do apologize for people who've been waiting it for a week, but I am on it. I am working on it. I promise. When I'm not beefing up my Mythic Plus rating.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, at least there's no more story chapters to do now. That can't distract me.
That's what I mean.
We will see you next week for the podcast then. But for now, from me, Taliesin.
And for me, Avatel.
Until next time, cheerio.
Bye.